Hello, everybody. Welcome to Weekly Trash, the safe place to cleanse your mind, body, and soul of all that trash you consume this week so you can consume some more tomorrow. I'm your host, Josie Van Dyke, and I have the one, the only, the most requested, the most stunning, the most beautiful, Rachel Parcell, everybody. Welcome to Weekly Trash.
Thank you.
How are you?
Good. How are you?
I'm nervous, actually.
Oh my gosh, don't be nervous.
I feel like I'm in the presence of a true celebrity.
No, I literally changed my little boy's poopy diaper and then came here. So I'm not.
Love that.
I mean, I washed my hands, but like,
It's
I'm not.
fine if you didn't.
I'm not fancy. Don't worry.
But you are stunning and famous, honestly, in Utah. Like, it's unreal the amount of questions that came in for you.
Oh boy.
I was like, wow, this is going to be a really long episode. Okay.
I'm scared.
But we need to do a dumpster deep dive into who Rachel Parcell is. Okay, guys, sorry to interrupt, but before we get into that dumpster deep dive, we have an announcement. It's Mother's Day on Sunday. So have you gotten your mom something? Because if not, I got you. Minky Couture, the coziest blankets on the planet. You already know they're one of my favorites, the Hugs collection. You cannot go wrong with any of the blankets, though. They're amazing quality, but amazing quality can be pricey, so I'm here to help. Use code WeeklyTrash45 for 45% off. Spoil your mama or spoil yourself. And thank you for supporting Weekly Trash. Love you. Now let's do this dumpster deep dive. So let's start from the very beginning. I know most of these answers because we did have your sisters on, but for those who haven't listened to those episodes, where are you from?
I'm from Draper, actually. Right here, Draper, Utah.
Draper girl. And you went to Alta, right?
Mm-hmm.
Because I know Emily said she went to
Jordan
for a little bit.
So I went to Jordan my sophomore year.
Okay.
My family lived in Sandy, and then my parents moved to Draper. And then I switched my junior and I felt like I'm just a Draper girl at heart. My grandma lived in Draper, so I would always go over to her house growing up, and I would take like a little sewing class in Draper. And I like loved all the Draper girls. I always belonged in Draper, so when I switched to Alta, I was like, okay, this is where I belong.
This is home.
Yes.
This is home. And growing up, were you a quiet kid? Were you the life of the party? Were you wanting attention? Were you more in the background? What was the dynamic between you and all your other sisters with you?
I would say out of all my sisters, I was like the most extra.
Okay.
Like I was like wearing makeup first. I was teaching even my older sister about like fashion. But I was always like super shy and reserved.
What would you say are you introverted or extroverted?
Yes.
You're introverted?
Yes. Which is why blogging was like so amazing for me when I discovered it, because there was like a screen barrier between me and other people.
Yes. And you used to wear sunglasses in every photo.
Yes. Because I thought
it's mysterious.
like I didn't think I looked good in pictures unless I had sunglasses on.
Oh, really? Okay. Yeah. Well, we'll talk about that because I want to hear all about how you got started in blogging. But high school, did you dance?
Uh-huh.
You were a dancer.
Yeah.
Did you want to be a cougarette?
No, are you kidding? I knew I would never get into BYU. I did not have the grades. I danced at UVU.
Yes, that's right.
Yeah.
So you wanted to go to college, or did your parents make you go to college?
I mean, it was always something where it's like it wasn't an option.
Gotcha.
But like I had to work my butt off to get a 3.0. You had to have a 3.0 to stay on dance company. And anyway, I was on dance company at Alta, and that was like,
oh, that still
they were
is
like the little
shit.
darlings of Alta. And anyway, I tried out when I still went to Jordan, and I was like, okay, if I make it, I'll have instant built-in best friends, so it will be okay to switch high schools, because that's like kind of scary to do.
Oh yeah.
So I made it, and I tried out in like, I think it was like April. And anyway, once I made it, everyone at Jordan, because they're huge rivalries.
Huge.
Like, I feel like I was already shunned, but they like really shunned me after that. And I feel like I felt like I had no friends other than like my sister, who was a senior at the time.
Right.
Anyway, where was I going with that?
We were going with if you ever want to be a cougarette, and then going to college.
Yeah. So I made the dance team, and at Alta you had to have a 3.0, and I like literally gave everything to get that 3.0. I just like, I'm not book smart. It just never came easy to me.
You're preaching to the choir.
Yeah. So I knew I was never going to get into BYU, and UVU, I think I got in before I even like took the ACT.
Oh, nice.
Yeah. I just got in, and then I tried out and I made it.
And did you enjoy it?
I loved it.
Did you graduated, right?
No.
Oh, you didn't? Okay. Well, that's fine.
No, I totally dropped out. Once I started making money, so I did the dance team for 1 year and I met my husband and then we got married and we were like poor college kids. And I switched my major. I was doing communications and then I switched to graphic design.
Okay.
And I started my blog with a lot of the skills I was learning in my graphic design classes. Like I learned all about like intro to photography, how to build a website, coding, all of that, like how to make your own website and the graphics. Made it. Yeah. I made it.
That is book smart to make a website.
Well, that's the thing. I'm like good at certain things, but a lot of like biology, weird crap in
stuff
school.
That doesn't matter.
Yes, exactly. Yeah. And I'm a horrible test taker.
Same.
So anyway, but in those like creative classes in college, I was like, oh wow, I actually am smart. Like I'm thriving in these classes. But I started making like over $100,000 a year and I was getting jobs in New York and LA, traveling for Fashion Week, and brands were sending me on trips. Like, you know how you kind of see what the new TikTok girls are doing?
Yes.
That was so much like what I was doing in the early like 2010, 11, 12, like the early blogging days. That's what I was doing. No, so I was like, I'm just going to defer a semester so I can go on all these amazing brand trips with like some of the biggest brands in the nation. Like I never thought I'd be working with them.
Yeah.
But then I never went back.
Well, how could you? Like, why would you?
I mean,
go back to normal college.
Yeah. I mean, my dad was completely horrified that I was like a UVU dropout. But it is what it is.
Look at you now. So when you were in school, you met your husband. Mm-hmm. Prior to that, were there any other boyfriends that you almost married? Like how Emily got engaged prior?
No.
Or was Drew like the one? Always?
No, I mean, there was a boy in high school that I was like, it was my senior year. I was like obsessed with him. In fact, he screwed me out of my senior prom date. Yeah.
Was he older or was he a senior?
No, he was my same age.
Rude.
Such a dick.
Ew.
And then when I was in college, he was going to Snow College. So I was like, oh, like I'm going to come visit you.
Yeah.
Mind you, after he like screwed me out of my senior prom date, I like could not get over this kid. And anyway, I drove all the way to Snow College one night thinking like, oh, he likes me. No, that was a total booty call. He didn't even text me and ask me if I made it home okay. After that, I was finally like, okay, I'm done. Oh. And then right after that, I started dating all the return missionaries. And I was like, okay, I'm done with like the loser, immature boys. And I dated just like casually a bunch of guys. And then I almost had a boyfriend right before Drew. And then I kind of used Drew to like push that other guy to like have like the DTR with me. Yeah. Which then backfired because the second I became his girlfriend, I was like, oh shoot, I missed Drew. Yeah. So then I broke up with him. But no, Drew was my only engagement. And then we got married.
Is he the tallest guy you've ever dated?
Tallest.
I love that.
And you want to know what's so funny? Which looking back on it, I'm like, maybe that was true. But this kid that I broke up with, he was like, I feel like, he's like, this is so crazy, but I feel like if I were taller, you'd like me more. And I was like, that is so shallow.
Like, no.
And now I'm like, my whole TikTok personality is like my husband's 6'5". I'm like, I hope he never comes across my TikTok.
It's like, I knew it. Yes, I called it. Seriously. I knew it. I'm only 6 foot. It's never going to work.
No, he's like literally like 5'8".
Oh, yeah. No, because how tall are you? Like 5'5"?
I'm 5'6", so in high heels. And I was a high heel girl.
Oh, yeah.
Like I would pain through walking down the halls of UVU in high heels. Like so impractical. Don't ask me what I was thinking. But I was a high heel girl. And yes, it did bug me that I was taller than him in my heels.
That would bug me too.
Yeah, so maybe that did. He was right.
Maybe that is right. It's okay though. You have to have a type, right?
Yeah.
But because you love high heels, did you ever do pageants? Did you ever want to do pageants?
No, I tried. I begged my mom to let me. She wouldn't let me.
Really? That surprises me that Shannon wasn't like,
I think it's actually really rude.
Because I feel like you could have been Miss Utah.
I know. USA. I could have.
Miss America, Miss Universe.
No, so I actually,
she's grace.
They asked me to judge Miss Utah last summer.
Yes, I saw that.
And I met all the judges, and the panel of judges, I was the only one from Utah. The rest of them are like deep in the pageant world. They're all from the South. And they all thought I was like a former Miss Utah.
Yeah.
And that was truly the best compliment anyone has ever given me. I was like,
No, those are the vibes.
You
I
are
get.
such fancy pageant men who like
Live, breathe
they are
pageants.
oh yes. And so for them to think that I was a former Miss Utah, I was just like, you've made my entire life.
Well, you totally give off those vibes. So maybe in another
Thank
life
you.
we can.
Yeah, my
have you
mom like
dive into that.
really
What was her
hindered that.
reasoning? It couldn't be like the competition because
She was like, that is ridiculous. You're not going to do a beauty pageant. She wouldn't let me model either when I was younger.
interesting.
Yeah, she's annoying.
Are you gonna put Isla Rose in any pageants?
So she did. So when I judged, they let
Yeah.
her do like the little miss.
Oh, fun.
And she loved it.
Well, I'm sure it's so. Well, she loves dance, and that's like being in the spotlight
it's
on
so
stage.
much like dance. Like
Yeah.
it's funny when I was judging, like you can tell the girls that are dancers and just
Totally.
the way they walk and present themselves is so different from a girl who
Oh, for sure.
isn't. Anyway,
For sure.
but no, if she comes to me and wants to do it, I'll for sure let her do it.
Oh, I could see you being a great pageant mom.
I would be such a good
You're
pageant
already
mom.
a killer dance mom.
I'm a good dance mom. I
You
will say
are.
that.
I don't. You actually watching your stories as a dance mom makes me not want to be a dance mom because I don't want to be up till 3 a.m. bedazzling
Oh my gosh.
shit.
No,
I'm
it's
good.
like
I don't wanna do
honestly
it.
on another level. But the studio she goes to is crazy. Like you can find a studio that isn't as intense.
But then they're not the
But
best.
I love that I get to stay up till 3 a.m. bedazzling her ballroom shoes.
I'm glad you love that because I want my kid to be the best. Like my daughter, she's 4, she's in dance, and I've wanted to take her to the same dance studio as Isla Rose, but I just don't know if I have it in me to do all of that.
It's honestly, it's a full-time. I feel like it's a full-time job. It's my full-time job.
Oh, that's why we're here tonight because you had carpool, you have all the things.
Oh yeah, no, it's a full-time job.
Runs your life.
Yeah.
And you just started an Instagram for Isla Rose, and everyone's like, why would she start an Instagram for Isla Rose? Why? What do you want to say to those people?
Okay. In the dance world, it's like you have to play the game.
Totally.
Every dancer who models for dancewear brands is an ambassador for dancewear brands. They all have Instagrams.
Yeah.
And it's like essentially in the dance world, your Instagram is kind of like your portfolio as a dancer or your resume. And I'm just like, I'm not going to keep that from her.
Right.
I honestly held off for a long time because I know like the ugly side of social media. But at the end of the day, I'm like, I wish, I had something like that growing up. Yeah. And if everyone's doing it, I'm going to give her all the tools to succeed.
Well, and you're controlling
and she
it, right?
needs it. Oh yeah. I fully control it. She has she'll I'll show her things. But no, I fully control it. On dance weekends, I'll switch her to public.
Gotcha.
Just because people are tagging and you're tagging, you want the convention to see you. It's a game. Totally. And you have to play the game. And I'm sorry, I'm going to give her every opportunity as her mom to do it. And social media is just the world we live in now. And anyway, after dance weekends, I turn her back to private and then I go through and make sure that and it's crazy. There will be creepy people that will follow her within
What is wrong with the world?
It's all old men. It's freaking weird.
It's disgusting.
So anyway, right after those convention weekends, in fact, a lot of times I'm sitting in a camp chair outside the convention room and I'm just monitoring who is following her when she's open. And then I block and then I switch her to private right after a dance weekend. I could care less what people think about me having, if you know, when you're in the dance world, it's their portfolio, it's their resume. They need it.
What's the name of the one that was on Dance Moms? Is it Maddie?
Oh,
that's so famous.
Yeah.
That she was all over. She was doing all the music videos with Sia. That's the game. You have.
Well, and honestly, for Isla Rose, I would love her to either be on the UVU dance team or be a cougarette. I don't necessarily want her to I don't want her to go to New York and do Broadway.
Okay.
If she wants to do ballroom, there's actually a lot of money to be made in ballroom.
Oh, yeah.
Not even just from Dancing with the Stars. If you're a professional Latin ballroom dancer and you tour the world, you can make really, really good money doing that. So, if she wants to do the ballroom route, that's great. But I don't want her being Katy Perry's backup dancer.
Yeah, no.
I'm no.
No. Well, and ballroom, it's a beautiful sport.
Oh,
It's a
yeah.
sport.
For sure.
It's intense.
Yeah.
So, well, Isla Rose, we're all rooting for you. She's so
I'm
talented.
her number one fan.
She's so talented. We love her.
Thank you.
So you get married, and after marriage, did you always know? Because did you start the blog before or after marriage?
I started it right when I got engaged.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Did you ever have the mindset when you got married of I want to be a mom. I want to be a MILF. I want to pop out babies, be the Draper mom. I don't want to work. Did you ever have that mentality, or did you always know?
For sure.
Okay.
I'm a Utah Draper
I'm
girl.
like,
Are you serious? That was like all of our goals.
Yeah, that's how we grew up. But when did the entrepreneur side come out where you're like, no, I actually want to like have a business?
I mean, well, I feel like I've always had it in me. I feel like a part of me was like, okay, I want to be like a stay-at-home mom, have kids,
Yeah,
have a rich husband, like be the hot mom.
totally.
But then in turn, like even like going back through my dance career, I was always in leadership positions on my team. I was always like either designing the costumes or picking the makeup. Even when I was in college, I would do that. And then once I switched my major to graphic design, in my head, I was kind of thinking I can do custom wedding invitations and I can do that from my house and still be a mom.
Yeah.
Or like that could even turn into wedding planning, event planning. So I felt like there was always something there with a business. I don't think like even had I not gotten into blogging, I think I would have still started some type of business.
Yeah.
But I mean, yeah, like my ideal like dream high school girl was like, yeah, I just want to marry someone rich and be a stay-at-home mom.
Yeah. But then you're starting to make a ton of money, and obviously you were probably making more than Drew in the beginning.
So, well, when we first got married, he was in his last semester in the business school. So after he graduated, he was making more money than me.
Okay.
And then like probably like a year after I started my blog, I started getting things deposited to my PayPal account from Reward Style, which is now Like to Know It.
Uh-huh.
And it was like $5,000. And I was like, and that's a lot of money when you're like a newlywed living in a spider infested basement.
Yeah.
And your husband gets mad at you if you even like go to Harmon's to get groceries. Like,
go to Walmart.
I lost so much weight when we first got married.
Just from not eating.
He would freak out at me if we couldn't eat out
like top
because
ramen
we
every
couldn't
night.
afford it. He would not let me go to my parents and ask for money. And he wouldn't let me go to Harmon. So I had to go to like Walmart, and I just was like, I just won't eat. So I was like so skinny.
Like, no, I'm good. The produce here is really gross.
I'm like, I'm not eating that meat from Walmart.
Like, I just know it's not the same.
No, it's not the same. I grew up on Harmon's.
Like
I'm a Draper brat.
It's not the same.
No, it's not the same. So anyway, eventually, I think 1 month it was like $8,000 in my PayPal, and I was like, I have to tell my husband because I was secretly shopping with that. Like
of course,
because you could check out back in the day, like on PayPal.
Yeah.
So I'm like, oh, he doesn't know because the second he knows, he's gonna like save it. He's such a saver. So anyway, finally, I was like, honey, I have to show you something, and he's like, what? And I'm like, look at my PayPal, and he's like, where did you get $8,000? I was like, it's from my blog.
Okay, like I'm a breadwinner now.
Yeah. So then the next Sunday, he's like, hey, do we need to take some pictures for your blog? I was like, yeah. Because before he never wanted to take my pictures.
Who was taking your pictures?
My mom, Shannon.
She
would be like crouched in a bush, like, yeah.
I wish somebody
Getting
was filming
the angle.
that.
Oh
that's
gosh.
amazing. Your blog was Pink Peonies. Do you still go by Pink Peonies ever?
I mean, yeah and no. Like, yes and no. I feel like if some people don't know my name. They're like, oh, you're Pink Peonies.
Oh, I said peonies. It's peonies?
It's either.
Kill me. Okay.
I know. I asked my florist. I was like, which one is it? She did my flowers for my wedding. Anyway, that's how Pink Peonies came about.
Peonies. Okay.
But anyway, she said people on the East Coast say peonies and people on the West Coast say peonies, or it's reversed.
Okay.
But she said either one is like correct.
Okay. Well, that makes me feel a little bit better.
Yeah. But some people, when I am speaking on a panel, they'll think I said like pink panties or pink penis.
That's what it sounded like. I'm like, I like pink peonies.
Yeah, peonies.
It's safe.
Yeah, it's
safer.
Yes, it is safer.
The O saves you. Peonies, not peonies.
Yeah.
So you have the blog. Shannon takes your pictures. Now Drew's supportive.
He's so supportive.
And when did Isla Rose come about? Because how long had you been blogging before you became a mom?
5 years.
Really? I didn't know it was that long.
Yeah. Yeah, we waited a while to have, and then it took me like almost a year to get pregnant with her.
Okay.
So, yeah, I had it for 5 years. It was like established and going before I had her, which in
That's
hindsight, I'm
amazing.
like grateful for.
That's amazing. You didn't start a clothing line until after, though.
It was in 2016, which I look back and I'm like, what was I thinking?
Really?
And so I had started it, and then I found out I was pregnant with my second.
So I actually worked at Nordstrom at that time, and you had just said Isla Rose, and you were at Nordstrom, and I saw you, and you looked pregnant, but you hadn't announced it yet because you're so skinny and like petite that I was like,
I had like
you had a bump, but you hadn't said anything, and I texted Megan, I'm like, is Rachel pregnant? And she's like, don't tell anybody. But
oh my gosh.
And I was like, no way, because Isla Rose was how old?
7 months.
Yes,
she was so little,
and you were like not planning that.
Well, it took me so long to get pregnant. Well, I mean, for your first time baby, almost a year felt like an eternity. So I was like, oh, I don't get pregnant easily.
Yeah.
And I was still nursing, so I didn't really think I could get pregnant.
Yeah.
But no, my body was like, oh yeah, I remember how to do this. Pregnant.
And what were your thoughts when you saw that? Were you?
I was like, oh flip, I'm starting this business.
And now
in the spring, and I'm supposed to shoot it in the spring, and I'm going to have a massive bump. And how am I going to sell these clothes? Because it sells the best on me. That's what I was thinking, honestly.
Well, it does. You're the poster for it.
Yeah, I mean, but we still sold it, even with my bump.
And what was that process like, starting clothing and like your brand of dresses and all of it?
I look back and I'm like, how in the hell did I do that?
It
was a lot. It was a lot. Like, in hindsight, I don't think I could do it again.
Really?
Because it was so much work. And I remember they asked me to speak at the Reward Style conference, and it was like taking your blog to a brand. And honestly, I'm pretty sure on that panel I said, don't.
Really?
Don't. Unless you like really don't feel like you have to, because it's a trend right now and all the bloggers are kind of going that way.
Yeah.
Don't do it unless you really want to, because it's so much work and it's going to take up so much of your time that it's going to take away from what you're doing right now that you're doing well at.
Right.
Which is blogging.
And do you feel like that kind of happened to you?
Oh, for sure.
Because when did you stop writing blog posts?
Well, that was probably like a year and a half ago.
Okay. So you still were...
I tried to keep up with it the best I can, but it all changed once I started the clothing line.
But you don't regret it, do you?
Ask me that in 5 years.
So it's a lot still.
Yeah.
It's a lot.
Ideally, hopefully there will be a big payday.
Yeah.
With like a sell, but...
Would you want to sell the brand? Is that the goal?
Yeah.
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 Well...
And I just brought on a partner to help me, because I just I can't do it anymore. And my kids, they're getting so busy.
Yeah.
I'm like, I would rather have like a smaller piece of the pie.
For sure.
And be able to be a mom.
Because Drew has his own full-time job.
Oh,
yeah.
Drew did. So many of the blogger husbands, when I started, they quit their 9-to-5 jobs and they went to work for their wives. Drew did not do that. Drew's building his own real estate empire. And honestly, I'm like, you do that. You run with that, and me and the nanny will handle the children.
Yes.
So, and right now, I only have a nanny come twice a week.
Really?
And I do everything else. I drive all the carpools. I'm just like, I don't want my kids remembering all that time in the car of a nanny.
Totally.
That's the time I can talk to my kids and ask them about their day, and they're fresh from school, so it's fresh in their minds of what happened. I would rather make less money and be more involved in my kids' lives. I feel like in my 20s, I did the businesswoman thing. I was in Forbes. I was doing all these conferences and speaking and growing my business, and it was just it was my businesswoman era.
Yeah.
And in my 30s, I'm this is my mom era.
Yeah.
I want to wear my leggings and my sweatshirt. I want to have my Diet Coke in my car. I want to drive my kids to their activities, pick them up from school, make their lunch. I don't want a nanny running their schedules in their life.
I love that.
So
I love that. What advice would you give to women who are in that in between of, I want to be a businesswoman, but I also want to be a mom?
I just would say you can never get the time back with your kids.
Yeah.
You can't. And I've seen so many women do amazing things after their kids leave the house.
For sure.
Like, it's not over for you once you're, out of your 20s or in your 30s. Like, you can still do amazing things. And I mean, if you want to juggle both, you totally can. I mean, I still do.
Right.
And I just like schedule things in between. And people that work with me and work for me, they know that like my kids are my priority. If it's a dance competition weekend, they know like Rachel will not be available at all day Friday. So don't even try because she will not respond. So they know, and we've like scheduled it out. Like, okay, Isla has a convention weekend Thursday, Friday. I'm like
off
gone
the grid
to you.
Like,
so
don't talk to me.
Whatever you need to get from me, get from me today.
Yeah.
And my agent knows that too. So that's been great. But no, you can do both. I know there's so much more I could be doing.
Oh, for sure.
But I'm just like, I can't do it. And Drew, his real estate business has really started to take off. So I've just kind of like taken a step.
Yeah. Like, you don't feel like I need to be making as much
and
money
Drew,
as possible.
Drew said a comment to me the other day.
Uh-oh.
I can't remember exactly what he said, but it was something like, I called my sister. I was like, Drew is such an asshole.
Drew.
It was
Drew,
like
what did you
something
say?
about the fact that like I don't make as much money. Something like that. And I was just like,
excuse you?
I was like, you're reminding me of how you were before I started making money.
Yeah.
Like you think you're all high and mighty now because you make more money than me.
You're like,
I don't know. It
do
pissed
you
me
not
off.
remember?
But I called him out. It was fine.
Oh, I'm sure you did.
But anyway, no, I'm 20s businesswoman era, 30s it's my mom era. We'll see what happens in my 40s.
Love that.
Yeah.
Love that. And you just started IVF for a fourth baby.
Yes.
And what made you go that route? How long have you guys been trying for your fourth?
Like almost 2 years.
Because you had a miscarriage or chemical pregnancy.
Well,
it's like what?
I don't know. I think it's I don't know. And that was a huge controversy on the internet because Emily and I were on a live and I had said I had a miscarriage and Emily was like, no, you didn't, Rachel. And everyone like freaked out at Emily. It was like this huge drama. And my mom called me and she's like, what? Emily's getting death threats on her DMs. Like it was crazy.
My gosh.
Anyway, but I don't know. It was a chemical pregnancy. I don't know if that's like technically a miscarriage.
Yeah, I don't know either.
I don't know. But
emotionally, you still have the same.
Well, it just sucks because we got a positive.
Yeah.
And then like 2 days later, we got a negative. And it was like, so for 2 days, I thought I was pregnant.
Yeah, that sucks.
Yeah, it sucked. So I'm like, I can't imagine women who are pregnant and have miscarriages at like 6 weeks, 7 weeks, 8 weeks, 9, like.
Yeah, the longer you know
Because I only thought I was pregnant for 2 days and I was like depressed about it.
Totally.
So anyway.
Yeah, whether it's chemical or it's a miscarriage, you still go through that mindset of, I just lost my baby.
Yeah.
So.
And I was worried that we would have to do fertility stuff. So I was like so relieved that I wouldn't have to do IVF because I saw my sister go through it. I saw my sister-in-law go through it. And honestly, I did not want to do the shots. My sister was like, you're going to gain 15 pounds before you even get pregnant. Like it's awful. So I was excited
to not have
to deal with it. And just, I'm like ready to close the baby chapter. And so I was like, okay, perfect. Like great.
Yeah.
And then it didn't work.
And so now you're doing IVF.
Yeah.
And you're set on it. You did your shots.
Oh, I'm on day 5 of my shots. I mean, after the first day, I was like, I'm done. I'm not doing this. And Drew's like, Rachel, we've already paid $17,000.
Yeah.
And I don't think they refund that.
Yeah.
So
you
will
send back the
suck
shots.
it up and you will take the shots. I was like, oh yeah, I forgot we paid all that money.
Yeah. It's so expensive.
It's so expensive. It's crazy.
And did you ever try an IUI?
With Ford, I did 3.
Okay.
And none of them worked. So I called Dr. Folk, my doctor, and I was just like, I don't even want to mess with an IUI because so really what made me decide to actually call and schedule my IVF, my periods are like so bad. In fact, I actually just found out I have 5 fibroids and I have a cyst on my ovary.
No way.
And so I think that's why the bleeding was like, it's like I can't leave my house for 2 days.
Really?
So I was like, I can't try for another year and every month deal with like the pain.
Because did you have an IUD before or something?
No, I did birth control for like a month
Okay.
when I was 19, right when I was getting married. And
So you guys just use condoms?
we like almost broke
Pull
up.
and pray?
Oh yeah, no, we would do condoms, and then once we figured out I can't get pregnant easily, then we just stopped using them.
Oh, you're like, screw it.
Yeah.
Let's
And then
just
I
go.
never got pregnant.
That's crazy.
Anyway, yeah.
So IVF, that's happening. You're 5 days in. Everyone's sending you baby vibes. Because I don't really understand the IVF process. So you take your shots. What's next?
Well, okay. So first you have to take birth control.
Okay.
I felt way worse on the birth control than I do on the shots.
Really?
Oh my gosh. I asked any of my sisters 2 weeks ago when I was on birth control. I was in my garage. I had a glass bowl. And I went like this, and it just like shot. Like, I'm like, I don't even recognize myself. I'm psychotic.
Oh my gosh.
I'm like, I remember why I stopped taking birth control and why my husband was like more than willing to just wear condoms, because I'm so psycho on birth control.
I think a lot of women are.
Like, I don't know how women do it.
Oh, I'm the same way. We do condoms. I'm not about to put myself through any mental.
I'm like not mentally okay on birth control. So I only had to take it for 8 days. I don't know why they put you on it, but for whatever reason, you have to take birth control for 8 days. And then you have like a 4-day, 5-day break, and then you start your shots.
Gotcha.
Well, and then you have all the ultrasounds, which it's not like a baby ultrasound. It's like they literally have a wand and they like shove it up your vag.
Yeah.
So that's fun.
That is fun.
And I'm like laying there and there's like this one square on the ceiling of like a palm tree. And I'm like, oh, yeah, that I almost thought I was in Hawaii for a second. And she's like
going in there.
Yeah.
Oh yeah. Lubing up this nice little wand to just stick right on in there.
No.
Super comfortable.
Yeah. So anyway, we're doing this one cycle. If it doesn't work, I'll be at peace with closing the baby chapter. I feel like there's one more. Like, I can't let it go until we do one of these. But I can't do it again. And I have to get an ablation or like honestly a hysterectomy. So anyway.
What are the age gaps between your kids? 'Cause I think they might be the same as mine. I think Isla Rose and Bear are closer together than mine. But what's the age gap between Bear and Ford?
Bear he'll be 7 in September and Ford's almost 3.
Oh, okay. That's bigger than I thought. That's okay. So 4 years.
Yeah.
Because mine are 20 months apart, and then this one and the other one are going to be 2.5 years apart. And I'm not ready for 3 kids. Was 3 hard?
No, 2 was harder.
Okay, that's what I'm hoping for, because 2 kicked my ass.
2 almost killed me.
Yeah.
3 was so easy. I mean, mind you, he was born in the pandemic, so we were home.
With mine. Yeah.
But 2 was way harder than 3.
Okay, that makes me feel better.
Can I take my earrings out?
Yes, you can totally take your earrings out.
Killing me.
We'll pause this while you take them out. Okay, now your ears are free.
Yes,
they
feel so much better.
Okay, so now we're going to talk about the church a little bit, because
yay!
Here on Weekly Trash, we talk about our religious beliefs because everyone is so nosy.
Do you have a lot of Mormon listeners?
I have a very big range. I have Mormon. I have people who don't even know anything about the church, and they get really confused when I talk about missions.
Oh, yeah. Like all the Mormon language. It's its own language.
Yes, for sure. And when I say elders or brother and sister.
Board,
stake center, all of that. They're like, what are you talking about?
What's a stake center?
Totally. Garments, all of that.
Oh, boy.
But you, since the very beginning of your blog, I feel like you've always been very open about your religious beliefs and that you're a member of the Church of Jesus Christ of Latter-day Saints.
Yeah.
With that comes the garments. For those who aren't aware, it's underwear. It's literally your underwear. And they're these sacred pieces that we wear on our body that go to our knees, that cover our shoulders, yada, yada. I feel like when you first started blogging, you were so like intense on always wearing garment-friendly clothing. And slowly we've seen you wear less of that. And people are talking because, again, people are nosy. So what changed from then to now that has made you more confident in wearing what you want to wear and not just wear it because it's garment approved?
Yeah. I feel like this is like, I could talk about this subject for like hours. So I feel like when I first got married, it was like my sisters and I would be like, okay, what can we get away with? Like,
Totally. The
we're
petite
going to
size.
get the petites.
Yeah.
How short can we go without it being covered? Whatever.
Totally.
So, and I like, even when I like was like very good about like my hem lengths, even if an inch above my knee was showing, I would get crap.
Well, I remember if you were on vacation, you'd have to clarify and be like, I was wearing a swimsuit.
I am on the beach. I'm wearing, yeah, people are honestly
insane.
so psychotic. I
Truly.
literally can't. But for me, so when I was pregnant with my third baby, I had him in July, and I just like, I got so big so fast because he was my third, and I was so uncomfortable and like hot, and I just like, I switched from my garments to my husband's garments, and it was the pandemic, so it was like kind of like I couldn't go into Deseret Book and like buy maternity garments. Yeah. And I don't know. I'm like, I don't know where my temple recommend is to enter my thing to order them online. It's a whole process. So I was like, okay, I'll switch to my husband's garments, which sadly, my 6'5" husband's massive garments were tight on me.
No.
Oh, I gained so much weight my third pregnancy because I would sit at home and make food nanny bread all day and just chow down on it. I gained so much freaking weight. None of my garments fit me. My husband's were too tight, and I'm like, it has like the weird like wiener hole. Right? No. I'm like, this is weird.
No, seriously though.
I'm like, I am not doing this. So for the remainder of my pregnancy, I was like, Heavenly Father knows my heart. Totally. I am so freaking uncomfortable.
Totally.
Like, it was to the point where a lot of days I would just go commando. Like, I couldn't. Yeah. I was so uncomfortable. And then towards the end of my pregnancy in like May and June, I just would like put on a really stretchy swimsuit and just like literally go in the pool and just like free float with my massive stomach.
Yeah.
So I felt like I got out of the habit of wearing them when I was pregnant. And then when I was nursing, I never wore my garments when I nursed any of my babies, just because it's like with the nursing bra, I'm like, I'm sorry, this is so uncomfortable. And like, I don't know who they have designing these, but this is a joke.
Truly. And
I don't think God cares.
Agreed.
If what type of undergarment or underwear I'm wearing, like when I'm trying to feed my baby. So I would just wear my nursing bra, and I'm like, I feel like if you're a dancer, you're like very open and comfortable in your body.
Yeah.
Like I will be anywhere. I will literally pull my shirt down and just stick my baby on my boob. I mean, I've had like my father-in-law be like, can you please go in the other room? And I'm like, no, you can go in the other room. Don't sexualize my boobs.
I'm feeding my child.
Like people should see that these are used for more than
sex.
Yes. And anyway, I like told my mom and my sisters, and they were like, "You're so embarrassing."
They're just mortified.
I'm like,
Rachel, no! Just cover yourself.
I was like, no. Anyway, so I like I don't know. I've always been like very. If you're a dancer, you get it. You strip down anywhere and you change.
Yeah.
So, and then in my blogging career, I feel like I'd be like on a sidewalk and I'd have like an outfit change, just strip down, change. Anyway, so nursing, I didn't, and then I like wore them again after I stopped nursing, and I was like, this is so uncomfortable. And by then they had like updated them.
Yeah.
There was like a new, like they went lower here.
They had like the mesh on the side.
Yes. They like were more low cut. They were lower here. And I was like, who's making the decision on these? Yeah. Like, I know at one point they went to the wrist.
Oh,
and
back
then
in the day.
Through the years, they came up. And I was like, at this point, like in my life, I'm in my 30s now. I don't give a shit what other people think. I want to be comfortable.
Yeah.
I don't think these are comfortable. And I don't think God came down and told the men leading the church, hey guys, we can take it from the wrist up to the
elbow.
The elbow. Yeah. And hey guys, let's take it here now. Oh, now we can go the shoulder. Now you can take it down from the armpit a little lower.
Yeah.
And they keep getting like less and less. And I'm just like, I'm sorry, I'm not gonna let men. I think that is who comes up with garments and the guidelines for it. I'm not going to
Oh,
let a bunch
yeah.
of men sitting in their suits in Salt Lake tell me what type of underwear I can and can't wear, especially when I am not, like, they are so uncomfortable. I feel like I have like a sensory thing, especially the older
I
I
felt the
get.
same way.
And like, I know women who they're older and I've looked up to them for years. They have like the strongest testimonies, and they also have like sensory, and they're like, I can't, like, I can't wear them. And
Yeah.
they're so like staunch that they like got permission from the first presidency to like be able to wear it. Yeah.
Oh, wow.
Which I'm like, that's amazing for them. But I'm like, why am I letting these men tell me what type of, like, we're talking about underwear here.
Yeah.
And when it comes down to it, I don't think a Heavenly Father cares or
He
thinks
knows your
less
heart.
of me.
Yeah.
He knows in my heart I'm so, like, they're not comfortable. I'm not wearing them because I'm like, oh, I feel so spiritual. I've never thought that.
Yeah.
I've always felt like,
You were wearing them for other people?
yes.
Yeah.
And so I was just like, I'm going to wear what, honestly, it comes down to like comfort.
Yeah.
I don't wear things. I just, the older I get, I can't wear things that are not comfortable. If it's not comfy, I put it on for 2 seconds and I can't do it.
Yeah.
And that's a dress, underwear, pants, jeans. Like, I never wear jeans anymore. I literally can't do it. It's too uncomfortable.
Yeah.
So for me, I think people are like, oh, is she leaving the church? I'm like, no, like, truly, it's not a comfortable form of an underwear for me to wear. And guys, I don't think God really cares that much. And if it reminds you of your, things that you've done, and
if it triggers you?
Yes, if it like strengthens your testimony and your relationship with God, that's amazing. Like, I'm so happy for you. Keep wearing them.
Yeah.
Good for you.
It's a
But
personal
why
decision.
the hell do you care what type of, like, literally underwear? Like, some Jewish people wear a yarmulke.
Yeah.
Some don't. Why can't I still be Mormon? Like, that's what is so upsetting to me with like the whole online thing, is it's like, oh, she must be leaving the church. She must whatever. And it's like, no, that's actually not the case at all.
Well, thanks for clearing that up for
you go.
The Karens out there that are really concerned about your underwear.
And honestly, I feel like someone told me this. They're like, they need to figure out what is so, like, what you're doing, why it's so triggering to them.
Yeah.
Because it's something within themselves that's triggering. It's like not necessarily what you're doing, but like maybe the fact that like they don't give themselves permission to make that decision
I think that's
themselves.
exactly it.
And so it's so triggering that you have given yourself space to make that decision for yourself.
Yeah.
And that's triggering to them.
No, I totally think that's it. I think they see you wearing the clothes that maybe they would want to wear, but they haven't let themselves wear that because they do have such a strong testimony. So in their heads, the only option is like, oh, she must be leaving because you can't do that. That's not okay.
And I mean, honestly, like, modesty is so subjective. Like, we were in California and we met these two women. They were Jewish. I think it's a certain type. I can't remember like the exact term, but like they had on like to their wrists, and we were there in our bikinis.
Yeah.
And they were like covered up for their standards.
Yeah.
And for our church standards, like, we were in a swimsuit, so we were fine.
Yeah.
But I mean, for them, they were probably like, I mean, I'm not saying they're judgmental, but they were probably like, these girls are in their bikinis.
Yeah.
While they're like not even they won't even get in a swimsuit in public to show their leg.
Yeah.
And Mormons are so caught up on being modest.
Yeah.
I'm like, well, your version of modest isn't modest to a lot of people in the world.
True.
So like, get off your high horse.
Claps. I love it. Love it. Love it. You have definitely become more vocal about certain things that you weren't 5 years ago, like religion, politics, profanity, plastic surgery, all the things. What has changed to make you just really like not give a shit what people think?
I think I'm 30. Yeah. I think people are like, oh, you've changed. I'm like, no, I've literally been this way. Like, I feel like my sisters and we've always been like crass. My mom has always been horrified at half the things we say, wear, do. And I mean, we're like not to say we're not like crazy, but like
Right.
we weren't like perfect little angels, and all of a sudden
But you
hear
guys
me
seemed
swear
like
on TikTok.
perfect
It's
little
like
angels.
I just didn't swear on Instagram.
Yeah.
TikTok's like so different.
Yeah.
And social media has changed so much that now I'm just like, oh, I'm just showing more of like, if you knew me like one-on-one,
Yeah.
that side of me is shown on TikTok, and it's not any different than how I've always been.
Yeah. Because TikTok isn't as curated. It's just what you're doing day to day.
Yeah. And TikTok is so crass, but I like love it because I'm like, oh my gosh, this is so hilarious because that's how me and my sisters have always been.
Well, and everyone was like, please let it be TikTok Rachel that comes on the podcast. We need TikTok Rachel. We don't need pink peonies. We need TikTok Rachel.
I know, it's funny. I think I got like in the Pinterest days, I was like crowned as like the like perfect like Mormon homemaker. And people would say when they meet me, they're like, oh my gosh, you're like way more chill and not as like buttoned up as I thought.
Yeah.
But no, it's always been me. It's just like social media changed so much. Like instead of sharing your perfect, pristine white kitchen and your freshly baked muffins like you did in 2012.
Yeah.
Like you can say the F word on TikTok and joke about your sex life and it's acceptable.
No, seriously. Do you have anybody close to you that's like, Rachel, please stop?
It's Shannon that's like, Shannon cares about the status of things.
Totally.
And like before, I'm like, Mom, she like gets on me about not wearing garments now. And I'm like, Mom, I didn't ever wear them like exactly perfect for years. You never said anything. But now that like
everyone
her
knows.
Friends will be like, I'm sure you know who I'm talking about. Yeah.
The posse.
It's just, it's so sad. It's just so sad what Rachel's doing to her mom.
It's just awful.
Anyway.
She's going downhill.
It's like she cares like about, my mom really cares about public perception, but that's so that generation.
Totally.
All those women. It's like they want to seem just so buttoned up and perfect. Yeah. And I feel like that's why our generation has gone like so far the opposite. Because it's just like exhausting.
Did you ever feel that way though? Did you ever feel like Shannon where you wanted to just everyone to think you were perfect?
No.
No?
No.
You just.
And I was like, well, actually, no. I guess after I found some of the like gossip sites about me back in the day, I feel like that's when I would only wear sunglasses. I like stopped sharing a lot of personal information. I stopped writing long blog posts. It was just very like much about the outfit. I feel like I closed off a ton because I didn't want to give people the space to criticize me. So I was just very like closed off.
Yeah.
But then after being in the game for so long, I was just like, whatever, I don't care.
Yeah. How do you handle the crazies out there?
I just think
like,
you
almost
truly become numb to it.
Yeah.
And I'm so busy with my kids.
Yeah.
Like, I don't even have time to think about it. Like, when we were in Florida for the Taylor Swift concert, my sister, like, got on Reddit and read something, and she, like, I can't even remember what it was.
Why would she do that?
Emily?
Yes! I'm like, Emily, why would you do that?
Off Reddit. She's
I
so
knew
annoying.
It would be Emily.
Oh, she's like, I have to know what they're saying about me. I'm like, you're so annoying. So I'm like, you just love to read about yourself, whether it's like bad or good.
But it's so bad for your mental health.
No, it's so bad.
So bad.
It's so freeing. It's like what they say can't hurt you if you don't know what they're saying.
Yeah, their opinion it's none of your business what their opinions are.
Yes, that was so freeing to me. So I haven't like read any of that stuff for years. But anyway, we were in Florida and it was just me and my sisters. My kids weren't there. So I was like kind of out of the mom mode. And it was like living like the Taylor Swift queen life.
Yeah, it looked amazing. You looked amazing.
Oh, thanks. It was so
You
much
all looked
fun.
stunning.
It was so fun. But she told me something they said, and I can't remember what it was, but I got so hung up on it. And I think it's because like I didn't have my kids there or my husband, and I wasn't in my day-to-day life, and it was just like just me.
Yeah.
And so it like really pissed me off. And I'm like, this is so dumb.
So dumb.
And like they've said way worse stuff.
Yeah.
Why am I so hung up? But then the second I got home, like now I can't even remember what it was.
Totally.
So I feel like my kids, my husband, like keep me grounded, and I like, I mean, not to get churchy, but like keep an eternal perspective. Like in the end, what they write on the internet, like that does not matter. And I'm not going to let that affect me and my mental health to then affect my husband and my kids.
Yeah.
Like, I'm not going to let them have that power over me.
I love that. And I just have to say, if anyone listening is a Reddit loser,
fuck you.
no, literally, like, fuck off. Like, you are such a loser.
Like,
get a life. like I honestly feel bad for you because your life must be so fucking sad.
It's sad.
Like, so fucking sad that you take the time out of your day to go on a site where nobody knows who you are and make shit up or say horrible things. Go do something. Go get a job.
Yeah.
Go work out. Go be with your kids. Go have sex. Go, like,
yes,
do something.
I know. And listen, we're all women and we love to, like, gossip and bitch about each other.
But don't be assholes.
Like, to the level that they go of detail and, like, it's some of the things my sister tells me, it's shocking.
It's disgusting.
Yeah.
Why do you think people are so obsessed with your family?
I don't know.
Like, what's the secret
I'm
sauce?
Like, I don't think we're that cool.
Because you always get compared as, like, the Utah Kardashians, the sisters. And people really are obsessed to the point where they make these Reddit pages and just go berserk. When did it start?
So before Reddit, it was Get Off My Internets.
Okay.
And I was, like, in the back end of my analytics on my site, and I was, like, looking at all my referrals because I was, like, you know, being an SEO queen, like, okay, where's my traffic coming from? How can I build on this? And I saw a bunch of, like, referrals from this website called Get Off My Internets. And I was like, what is this? So I click on the link and I find my page. And it was, like, honestly, I, like, felt like this is so, I don't know, this might be getting too churchy too. But I feel like Satan is always somehow wanting to, like, bring people down. Yeah. And I felt like the second I clicked on that page, before I had, like, even, like, really gotten to, like, the mean stuff, like, this, like, dark spirit entered the room. Like, that's all I can describe. Like, it was just, like, this evil spirit. And I was so wrapped up in it. I had never felt, like, so low about myself. Because, you know, usually when people talk shit about you, you don't know about it. You don't know about it. So, again, it doesn't hurt you.
Yeah. It's none of your business.
That's, like, the first time that I had, like, discovered, like, wow, like,
people think this?
Whoa, I'm like a fly on the wall to, like, shit talk on Rachel.
Yeah.
And it was just, like, shocking to me. And they were vicious. And I just was, like, I, like, went into, like, this really weird, like, funk, like a depression for probably, like, 2 weeks. And I was like, I don't even know if I should still do this. Because at this point, I was making money, but I wasn't making, like, a ton of money.
Yeah.
Because this was, like, so early on. And I was like, is this even worth it? And honestly, like, I honestly think it was, like, Satan trying to, like, throw me off course and try and get me
to stop.
Yeah. And honestly, like, it's crazy because people are so mean and they're like, you're a horrible example, da-da-da. But there's been so many women who have discovered the church and who have actually been baptized from watching me and my family. And then the missionaries come and they're like, oh, I've heard of that church, that girl, their family's so tight-knit. And it's, like, kind of the spark they need. And I always have been so open about my religion that I, like, kind of think that Satan was, like, trying to, like, get me to not share.
No.
But I definitely was closed off for, like, 6 months after it. And then I was just like, I can't read it. I stopped reading it. I've never been back on. And apparently now that's not a thing anymore. Now it's Reddit.
Yeah.
And Emily will, like, kind of give me, like, the lowdown sometimes. And half the time I'm like, that's so stupid.
How does she even do it? Like, I don't
know. She's like, I have to know what people are saying about me.
I'm like, I don't want to know.
You're crazy.
I don't want to know.
Yeah.
Because I had a similar thing. I'm, like, not famous at all. But somebody had started saying things on Reddit. And I'm like, oh, no. I'm a nobody. And I don't make,
no, you're not.
And I don't make money. Because I'm like, all these people you talk about are really rich. So they don't really give a shit because they're getting a big check. Like, oh, you want to say I'm ugly and stupid? I don't care. I'm getting 10 grand from Tarte. Like, I don't care. But I'm not getting 10 grand from Tarte. So, like, shut the fuck up. Don't talk about me. Like, I do this for free, basically. So leave me alone. And I got the same where I was like, I can't look at this. If I look at this And I know like the bigger you get, the worse it gets. And I'm just like, I can't imagine why Emily would want to do it.
No, you have to accept they're going to say what they're going to say and not care what they're saying.
Yeah.
But I swear, I mean, Emily, she needs to stop reading it.
Yes,
She says
Emily,
it doesn't
stop
affect her, but I know it does.
Oh, it has to.
Yeah.
Nobody can handle that like much of just
No.
people tearing you apart.
No. And it's honestly, it's addicting. Like when I
Totally.
first found Get Off My Internet, like the more I read it, the more I wanted to. And it was
For
like,
sure.
I'm going to spiral. Like this is so bad.
Totally.
I had to stop. Anyway.
Well, yeah, because you don't want your mind to wander. You're like, I just have to know. I have to know.
And like the more you looked at it, like the more you craved, like knowing what they were saying. It's like this weird, sick, twisted
No, for sure.
thing.
What's the most wild thing you've ever done? Because you are, I mean, is it not wearing garments? Wild Rachel. Wild.
So in high school, okay, mind you, I had graduated at this point. So I was an 18-year-old.
Okay.
But it was like 2 days after graduation, and I snuck out of my house, and this guy that I was like obsessed with picked me up, and we went and snuck in his basement. And we were like getting a little naughty.
Frisky.
Okay. I mean, I will say I was a virgin when I got married, so I'm just gonna say that. But we were getting
You were
a little
derping.
frisky. We were
For people who
TFing.
don't know what derping is, I talked about derping in the last episode. And so everyone was like, "What the hell is derping?"
If you're Mormon, you know what derping
it's dry
is.
humping, and it's great.
It's great. I mean, you know what? We do what we
do
skirt
what we
around the
do.
rules, okay?
Yeah, derping's great.
So anyway, and I think I was like it's summer. I was probably in these teeny little shorts or like a dress, and we thought we heard like his mom or something coming down, and I'm in like high heels, a bra, and like teeny little shorts, okay? And it's like 3 a.m. and we think we hear someone, and I run into his bathroom, crouch down, and hide in his bathroom cabinet for like 20 minutes.
In the cabinet.
Yes, under his sink. I was like folded up with my high heels on under this cabinet. Like,
oh my gosh,
we're gonna get caught. We're gonna get caught. I think it ended up being his little sister, who was also probably sneaking her boyfriend in.
Okay.
So it was fine. We didn't get caught. However, Shannon has a sixth sense. The next day, she was like, "You look guilty." I was like, "What? Like, how did she know?
What?
How did she know?"
On you.
She like knew.
Oh my!
She knew something was up.
She has the sixth sense.
Anyway, yeah, that was like kind of crazy. I'm
That's
like,
the most wild thing you've done.
I mean,
No alcohol, no drugs. Because Emily shared that she did edibles. So
okay, well, I did take half of that edible.
Okay.
But
did you like it? Did you enjoy it?
No. I felt nothing. I was like, this is so
That's
dumb.
how I felt too.
I didn't. And honestly, I have anxiety, and I heard that if you do those, your anxiety gets worse. I don't think I took enough to feel anything.
Yeah.
But I'm just like, I don't.
Not a thing.
I don't know. I'm like not tempted to do it.
Yeah. Have you had coffee?
No, I actually have not had coffee.
Really? But
I
Diet
will
Coke's
say,
your thing.
someone did spike my Diet Coke once.
No way.
Mm-hmm.
When?
I didn't know.
Where? When?
I can't say because this would out this person and they would get in a lot of trouble.
Okay, fine.
But someone did spike my Diet Coke, and I
How old were you?
got a little tipsy.
Was this recent? Was this like yesterday?
No, this was not yesterday.
Okay.
I'll say that. It was not yesterday. It wasn't yesterday. It was, yes. Anyway, I didn't know it. Once I took a sip, I was like, this tastes
right.
off.
Yeah.
And anyway, and my husband was just like, something's in that, Rachel.
Yeah.
And then I kind of got a little loopy, and Drew had to take me away because certain people couldn't know
Gotcha.
that I was a little tipsy.
Gotcha.
And yeah, I mean, we went down and did it. It was fun.
We went down and did it. Okay, we love that.
He's like, that was fun. But that was.
But you wouldn't want to do it again.
No. Honestly, I don't get. And okay, my uncle, I don't know if I should say this. Not my uncle. Someone in my family.
Somebody. We don't know who.
Dealt like alcoholism.
Yeah.
It. So I just feel like I've never been like.
It's scary.
Yeah.
Because you don't know if you're going to be addicted to it.
Yes. And I have so many friends that socially drink, and it's awesome. And we'll go on trips and, you know, they do their shots. I get my Diet Coke, whatever. It's great. But in fact, that same person that spiked my Diet Coke, we were on another trip and they spiked my Diet Coke again. And I was just like,
you're like,
I'm like, no,
I don't want to do it.
I don't know. I just like wasn't
It's
into
not your
it. But
thing.
I will say, I never tried a sip of alcohol until after I was 30 years old. And I feel like it doesn't count because like I didn't willingly do it.
Yeah, you didn't know.
But I mean, I did it. Once I tasted it, I was like, something's in this thing.
Yeah.
I still don't know what.
But the sex was good after.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It was.
Yeah, alcohol sex is
I
pretty
just
good.
was like, my husband said I was really chatty.
Yeah.
Like, and just very like
loose.
I mean, I feel like I'm really fun to have sex with, like sober.
Oh, yeah, I don't know if you're fun to have sex with.
No, I'm fun. So I think I was like I was way more talkative.
Okay.
If that makes sense.
More vocal.
Yes.
And you were writing a sexy book. Are you still writing a sexy book?
Yes. Okay. But so I am. I have my idea.
Okay.
I've talked to literary agents. I've talked to a ghostwriter. But I'm like, okay, a time and a season. Like, I got to get through this IVF. I just brought on a partner for my clothing business. So we're switching all of the operations and production from Salt Lake to New York.
Oh, okay.
So, and getting that deal closed took months and like trying to get everything figured out.
Oh, I bet.
So it was a huge undertaking. So I'm like, okay, I need to like get that finished.
Yeah.
I need to like get pregnant and then I'll continue. But like it's going. I've had meetings. The idea is there. And honestly, I think in my 40s, that will be like my romance novel era where I will like be a full on romance author.
New York bestseller.
Because I've always created these crazy scenarios in my head.
Yeah.
And I was like, oh, that would be such a good book or such a good movie.
Yeah.
So I have tons of ideas. And this one idea I'm so excited about. It's a hockey romance.
Okay.
And anyway,
have you ever dated a hockey player?
No.
Okay.
And I think that's why I'm like excited because it's like I just get to make everything up in my head. I've never dated a hockey player.
I love that.
Yeah.
I'm excited. I see that for you. You're the next, is it Colleen Hoover? What's her name?
Yeah, Colleen Hoover.
Colleen Hoover.
I love her. But there's other romance novels, authors.
Yeah,
that I like better.
What's your favorite author?
I love Tessa Bailey. Hers are like really funny.
Okay.
She's like a good, like if you like want like a lighthearted rom-com.
Okay.
Tessa Bailey's good. It's not Megan Quinn is good. She has some good ones. Lucy Score.
Okay.
Oh my gosh, what's it called? It's with Xavier Saint and Waverly Sinner. What is it called?
I couldn't tell you.
Okay, the author is Lucy Score.
Okay.
She's like a star. I don't know.
Should I look it up?
Just Google. I have no service at your house, so I can't look it up.
I can give you my Wi-Fi if you want it.
It's in fact. So you know, Claudia.
Oh, Claudia Oshry.
Yes,
love her. The Toast.
I told her to read that book, and she's like it's her top favorite book ever.
What's the last name?
Lucy Score.
Score.
Oh, Megan Brady is also really good.
Things We Left Behind.
No.
Pretend You're Mine.
No. It's a girl. It's a girl like this on the cover, and she looks like a movie star.
What the? Okay.
Crossing the line.
Crossing the line.
It's 2 books. That might be the second one. Just Google Lucy Score Crossing the Line.
Yes.
What's the first one? There should be
A Sinner and a Saint.
Yes.
A Sinner and Saint novel.
But there's 2. There's 2. It's Crossing the Line and there's another title.
They both say Crossing the Line.
Okay,
Crossing the Line,
there you
Sinner
go.
and Saint, and then Crossing the Line without any
Oh.
undercover.
No.
Breaking the Rules.
Maybe. She's
she's
a famous. That's the second one.
Yeah, that's Breaking the Rules.
Okay. So Crossing the Line's the first one.
Okay.
She's like a famous movie star, and she develops a romantic connection with her bodyguard, Xavier.
Ooh, sexy.
It's so good.
Sexy.
It's so everyone needs to go read it.
Okay.
It's so good.
I'm thrilled. Okay, last question for Dumpster Deep Dive before personal trash. What is something you hope that people can get out of you from this talking interview style that they may not get from social media? Something that they don't see on social media. Something that you hope people
That's a good question.
know about you.
I don't know. That's a hard question.
Because I feel like TikTok, you do a really good job of showing yourself, but not everyone follows you on TikTok.
Yeah.
So the Instagrammers who just know Rachel Parcell, clean cut,
Oh,
pink
well,
peonies.
go follow me on TikTok. I'm way more fun on TikTok. But also, like, just because you swear and you like to wear thongs doesn't mean that you're not still a good Christian girl and that you don't love God.
Amen. Amen. So you like thongs. Thongs are your underwear of
Well,
choice nowadays?
there's only one thong I can wear. Amy has all these weird Calvin Klein thongs. They are the most uncomfortable things ever.
Calvin Klein?
Yes. I'm like, how do you wear this? I have to wear the hanky-panky high-rise lace thongs.
Okay. Have you tried Skims? The Skim thongs.
Yeah, I don't like them.
Really? Because
No.
that's what, see, I'm so weird. I'm a commando girl. If I'm in leggings, commando.
Yeah.
Even if I'm in jeans, sometimes I go commando.
Oh, I feel like
Wouldn't
that kind of rub up against
that's what people
it?
say, but I haven't like noticed. I'm just like, whatever.
Oh.
Because I hate thongs and I don't want an underwear line.
You got to try the hanky-pankies.
So
I don't think Skims are that comfortable. Maybe I need to get a bigger size. I don't know.
Hanky pankies, okay? Because I tried the Skim thongs and my butt crack used to be totally used to thongs, and then I had to wear garments, and now if I put a thong on, I want to kill myself.
Well, so okay, this is how my hanky-panky thong obsession came.
Okay.
I was pregnant, and hanky-panky sent me this like massive bag of thongs in every color of the rainbow you can imagine. I literally think there were 100 thongs in
I've
this
never even
thing.
heard of hanky panky.
It was in a stony clover bag, 100 rolled lace hanky-panky thongs. And they were selling it. I think it was like $2,000 because it was like 100 thongs. Okay.
Oh my gosh.
Hanky-panky sells at like Nordstrom. Like they're more like higher end.
Okay.
And I did, for my 30th birthday, I did a blog post. It's my most viewed blog post ever. It's called like Dirty 30 Secrets.
Oh, I remember this. Yes.
And I posted the thong pack.
Yeah.
And I linked it. And I got so much crap. They're like, yeah, Rachel, it's a pandemic. And we're going to go drop $2,000 on thongs.
You're like, you don't need to buy 100, okay?
I was like, oh, I did not realize that was
oh my gosh.
so expensive. But anyway, I like still get crap for like linking thongs that were $2,000.
That's wild.
But anyway, that's where I discovered them. And they're so comfy. I love them. But I did buy some from Nordstrom the other day, but they were the low rise and I didn't realize it. I cannot buy
so you like the high
it has to be like, I think it's just the regular rise.
Okay. Everyone
I'm
listening,
very picky with my
hanky-panky.
underwear. I won't just
Hanky-panky.
wear any
I'll
type of
try
underwear.
it. I'll have to try it because I probably shouldn't be commando in my jeans because that's cock
Wear
off.
the hanky-panky. They don't bug me in jeans.
Okay, cool. Well, now it's time for personal trash. Personal trash is brought to you by Beaches Tanning Salon. I actually went there yesterday, got myself a nice fresh tan by the Versa spray tan machine. It was a glorious experience. Not only is my tan great, but the building itself is so clean and modern, and the staff so friendly, so kind. They want to do whatever they can to help you, and they have some of the best products. They carry designer skin products to give you the best tanning results, and they also offer red light therapy, which helps produce collagen. And then they have the Cocoon, which is a personal favorite of mine when I'm not pregnant because it heats up to about 190 degrees, and it's a personal dry sauna. And it can detoxificate you. You can have some weight loss. You can have some skin purification. And it's a stress reducer, which everyone needs in their life. So not only do they have the tanning beds, the spray tans, the red light, and the Cocoon, they also have a massage chair, which, yeah, that's a must. So they are giving the Trashers a deal. You can get 1 week of free tanning and 50% off a spray tan. All you have to do is mention Weekly Trash and go get yourself nice and tan. Thank you, Beaches, and thank you, Trashers. Where we take out whatever happened to us this week, the good, the bad. You had your husband's birthday and your mom's birthday.
Mm-hmm.
What else? Give us the juice. What was the week like?
My daughter had dance auditions on Tuesday, which is always stressful. They're auditioning for the team for next year.
Okay.
Very intense. Lots of dance moms in the room.
Do you get along with the other dance moms?
Yeah, but I like keep to myself. I have a few of my like dance mom friends, and I don't really interact with the rest of them.
I think you'd scare the shit out of me.
What? No,
No,
I am
truly.
nice.
I feel like because I would be that mom that's like a struggle bus. Okay, I'd be like all the other moms would
No,
be killing it.
that's
And I'd be like,
me.
I'm
I'm the struggle bus.
bus.
That's me. I'm like literally like I'm always late. I'm like trying to like I never know what's going on. I have Joanna. She's my babysitter. Her daughter dances with my daughter. She makes sure that I like know what's going on.
Okay, well that's nice that she understands the schedule too.
Yes, she understands the schedule and she helps me keep my schedule. But no, some of these moms, I'm like, okay, either just be a crazy dance mom. They like act like they're not crazy, but they really are.
They're secretly crazy.
They're secretly crazy.
Yeah.
I
like,
avoid.
not me. I
Yeah.
would never.
Oh, no. And I'm like, your daughter's in like 1,000 privates. Give me a break. You're psycho.
Like you're crazy.
Just admit it.
Yeah, it's fine.
Like, let's all just admit we're psycho and we want what's best for our daughters.
Totally.
Don't try and hide it.
Totally.
Own it. That's what my sisters and I always say. Own it.
Oh, I want my kid to be the best in whatever they do.
Yeah,
which is why I'm having a hard time with like progressing into the dance mom world because I don't want to do it, but I want my daughter to be the best. So
start her now.
Well, now I'm
it's
like,
gonna be too late if you don't.
I'm like, maybe I just put her in something else. I'm like, what if we do cheerleading? I feel like cheerleading's a little less intense. Maybe I'm wrong. I don't know.
It's intense
because like Mac cheer and Draper.
Yeah, I cheered there.
I looked up to like take her, and it's like for 4-year-olds they have to audition and do a freaking.
No, I'm telling you, All-Star cheers, no joke.
Yeah, I'm like,
I think it's just as competitive as dance.
So maybe I did soccer, and so I don't want her to do soccer because I'll be a psychopath.
Oh yeah,
because I'll like control it way too much.
Put her in dance.
Rachel, I'm not
dance is
for
great because you know what? One of my friends once said, I put my daughter in dance so she doesn't look like an asshole when she's 20 in a workout class. And I was like, you know what? It's true. You can a dancer can always pick up a workout class. They learn how to learn to like love to move their bodies.
Totally.
And like fitness and
totally. But like the dance world is kind of toxic. Or do you feel like it's not? Like, are you ever nervous that Isla Rose will ever like have body dysmorphia or any body issues because of dance? Because that's when I thought I was fat, was when I was 7 years old in dance class. And I was not fat.
I mean, I grew up dancing and I didn't.
You never felt that?
No.
Well, that's good. So hopefully Isla Rose has
Well,
just
no,
a good
I guess
experience.
I remember like wishing I had a 6-pack, but that wasn't until like high school.
Oh, maybe I was chubby and I just like didn't know it. But I remember they'd measure you for your dance costume. And the girl in front of me was like sticking bones. And I had more of an athletic build. And they were like, okay, medium. And I was like, medium?
No, I don't think they do that. Like with my daughters, they don't do that.
Oh, yeah. They full on measured all of us right in front of each other. I think I was 8. And that's when or maybe I was a little bit younger. I was like 7 or 6. And that was when my mom was telling me I had to choose between dance or soccer.
Oh, and then I was like soccer
1,000%.
Yeah.
Which ended up being great. All my best friends, I'm still best friends with them from soccer, but that scarred me.
Yeah. No, I mean, no, dances. Yeah. It's definitely like you're in a bra top and booty shorts.
Yeah.
And you're literally surrounded by mirrors.
Exactly.
So I feel like a lot of my confidence came from dance, but I mean, you're right. You're surrounded by mirrors and next to nothing.
Yeah.
And actually, I found this quote I was laughing so hard. It was a meme. It was like, you think you can break me? I grew up dancing half naked on a stage being compared to my peers. It's like, I'm like, oh my gosh. So like, it was like a dancer meme. I was like, that is so true. It is brutal.
It makes you strong.
Yeah. I mean, like we were at a competition this last weekend and at the conventions, I mean, you literally are being compared to the girl next to you.
Yeah.
And they give special awards to certain girls. And Isla Rose has had an amazing season. She's gotten first place multiple times. She's gotten tons of scholarships. But for whatever reason, at this last convention at Nuvo, she didn't get any class scholarships. And she didn't get called out to be like one of their like VIP dancers.
Yeah.
And some of her friends did. And it's heartbreaking as a mom to like watch them walk out of that convention room so defeated and just sobbing. And they like left it all on the floor, like trying so hard. And the judge, for whatever reason, didn't notice them, whatever. Yeah. I mean, it's so sad. And Isla was like, I didn't do good. And it's like, as a mom, you're like,
Like, give me the award, damn it.
Yeah, you're like, give me the damn paper.
No,
Give her the paper.
It's like, I am.
It's just a piece of paper that all the girls want.
Oh, that's so
And
crazy.
I'm just like, it's fine. Like, you're not even supposed to be in the mini room right now.
Right.
Like, all those girls, like, you're in there with like some 10 and 11 year olds.
Yeah, like you're the
So
youngest.
it's like you try and give them a pep talk, but it's brutal. Like, you have really high highs in dance and really low lows because, you know, you'll have one weekend where you'll get first place.
Yeah.
And you're just on a high. And then the next weekend, maybe you have an off day on stage and, you know, you wobble a few of your tricks. And I mean, the tricks that she's doing in her solo for a 7-year-old, 8-year-old, like,
No.
crazy.
And
She has a few wobbles and then she gets bumped down to 10th. And it is like, it's hard to go from one weekend winning first place to the next weekend
nothing,
getting 10th and have a lot of girls beat you.
Yeah.
So
that's hard.
But it's like, honestly, I think for me, it's like I learned way more in my losses with dance than I did with my wins. And I just feel like kids need to learn to win and lose.
Totally.
So for Isla, I'm like, girlfriend, you got first 3 times this season.
Yeah.
Like, that's huge.
Huge.
It's fine. Let those like you had wobbles. You got 10th.
Let's work on it.
Yeah, like and she was kind of like flighty before, like she wasn't really like focused and in it when we were warming up, and it showed on stage, like she wasn't solid like she was when she got first. And I'm like, those other girls, like they were like solid and focused. I was like, if you wobble, like you can't expect
the first place.
Yeah, you gotta just accept it and take it. And I think you learn a lot when
I think in life in general, if you have any kind of
you
loss,
have to learn how to lose and
you
fail,
have to.
and then it's like, we'll try again next time. We're not gonna give up just because we got 10th this time.
For sure, failure builds character.
Yeah, I will say, I feel like dance, and I'm sure with soccer, it teaches you a ton of really good life lessons that you take beyond the dance class.
Totally. Yeah, I for sure want my kids in some competitive form of something.
Yeah.
Because I really think
do
it builds
cheer.
Character. Okay, maybe I'll do cheer.
Do cheer.
But if you see if you see me at a dance competition, just like know I'm like not well.
I'll be like, hey.
I'm like, where am I? It's 3 in the morning. I'm like, no.
Yeah,
the 5
dance is more individual. Cheer is like your team.
Yeah.
So do cheer.
Yeah, I think team sports are a good thing for my kids.
Yeah.
What else happened this week?
My husband has been giving me shots for IVF. I've never said the F word more to him.
Yeah.
Than this week when he
Are they different? Do they feel different than like a normal shot?
I don't know.
Where does it go?
I don't
your
get
butt?
shots
your
that
stomach?
often. In my freaking stomach.
Okay.
So I get 2 a day.
A day?
Yes. And one kills so bad. And he just puts it takes me an hour. I'm like a child. He's like, okay, Rachel. Like he has to like talk me up to it. I'm like, no, I can't do it. And he's like, I have a meeting. I have to go. And I'm like, cancel your meeting. Like I freak out. Okay. Takes me an hour to actually let him inject the shot. And then when he does, it hurts. And I just swear.
Does it hurt or does it burn?
Everything. It burns. It hurts. I want to punch him in the face.
Okay.
It hurts.
How many more do you have?
I was halfway today, so I have 5 more days.
Okay.
But then I have to take the trigger shot, which apparently goes in my butt, and it's like this really thick honey liquid, and I heard that one hurts like a mother.
Okay.
I'm scared.
Okay, maybe.
No, what I'm going to do.
I'm
going to go to my injector.
Get your laughing gas.
I'm going to have her give me the laughing gas.
Yes.
And I'm going to have her shoot it up in my butt.
No, that's genius.
Yeah.
Shelby?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. I texted her. She was like, yeah, we'll take care of you.
She'll hook it up.
So everyone go see Ruma.
No, she'll hook it up real
Shout
good.
out to Ruma because I'm like, okay, that is the nicest.
Oh, the laughing gas.
I'm just going to go get high on laughing gas and then
yeah,
let her, shoot me in the butt.
Perfect. It'll be bonding for you guys too.
Exactly.
Anything else?
What else happened this week?
Did you do anything special for Drew's birthday?
Honestly, no, I'm a bad wife.
He turned 38.
I was like, okay, honey, like, what do you want to do? And he was like, I don't want to do anything. He was pouting.
Okay.
Okay, I will say we got in a little bit of a fight.
A little tiff.
We've had some family drama the last few weeks.
With his family or your family?
Not mine.
Okay.
Not mine.
Okay.
And it made us get into a huge fight, and it did not help that I was on birth control. Like,
Oh,
I
yeah.
realized
You were
that
your
I was
worst.
not in my right
Yeah.
mind. So I feel like he's been pouting for the last few days. And I was like, what do you want to, like, when we were in a big fight, I was
Yeah.
like, what do you want to do for your birthday? He's like, nothing. I'm like, stop pouting. Anyway, but then we're fine now, and we resolved that fight. And now I'm off birth control, and I feel back to my normal self. So everything's great. And I was like, hey, but like, really, what do you want to do for your birthday? And he's like, honestly, he's like, nothing. I'm like, do you want to go to Roost Chris? Like,
something.
Do you want to go to Top Golf? And he like wouldn't tell me. So he went to lunch with his friends, and then he loves to make homemade pizzas. We go to Harmon's and we get the dough and the sauce and the pesto, whatever. So I went to Harmon's and I got all that, and then I got him Maggleby's chocolate cake. That's like his favorite. And I got him some balloons.
Cute.
And my mom was mad because she was like, what are we doing? I'm like, Mom, we're just going to do it with our little family. Like, it's fine. We'll go to Roost Chris, or we'll do something with the family later. Yeah. But anyway, so we just made homemade pizzas at our house and then did cake and hot tubs.
Well, that's fun.
I'm like, for his 40th birthday, we'll do something.
38's nothing.
Yeah, I'm like, 38, it's like, whatever.
It's who cares?
But like, same with my birthday. I was like, I had a dance competition that day, and I was like, honestly, I just want to be in full-on dance mom mode. Don't bug me.
Like, I'm in
Take the boys so I can be in the zone.
Yeah.
And anyway, but I mean, it was fun, but it was nothing fancy.
Nothing crazy.
No. Yeah.
Well,
nothing
did
crazy.
he get like a sexual birthday gift at least? Or were you like not in the mood?
No, he did.
Oh, good for him.
Yeah, he's gotten it 4 times in the last like 48 hours. So
good.
He's good.
That's great for you guys. I love that.
But I think after tonight, we can't do it for like 8 days.
Wait, what?
With so I have this IVF calendar, and it says like last day for intercourse until retrieval. So until they retrieve my eggs, we can't do it. And he has to like build his sperm up because they're going to retrieve my egg and then pair it with his sperm.
Okay.
So we can't.
So get it all in while you can.
Yeah. I'm like, we can't do it for like 8 and
days.
he gets, he's such a grumpy king when he doesn't
he?
get it every few days. I'm like, oh, great.
Oh, see, we just had sex last night for the first time in like 2 weeks. Because
well, okay, you're pregnant. I was like, wait.
Yeah, no.
How is your husband
not
surviving?
Normal. That's not normal. But we looked at each other and I was like, is that going to be the last time till baby? Because like literally no position is really great for me. And he's not attracted to a bump. Like it freaks him out that there's a human inside of me.
Yes, some guys are like that.
Like he can't get a boner if he sees it. So I was like,
oh my gosh.
I was like, okay, so we did like the spooning technique. So like he's behind and I'm just like, just don't touch my bump. Just touch my tits, touch everything else.
Which are probably really big
they're
right
really
now.
plump. They're great. So I was like, just stay up here and we'll just pretend that this ginormous bump isn't here.
Oh my gosh.
And we'll just do that.
How'd it go?
And it was fine. It was great for him. But it wasn't pleasurable for me.
Yeah,
I wasn't like, oh yeah, I'm going to come. No.
I get super horny when I'm pregnant.
See, I've gotten so horny this pregnancy, but I've never been that way before. And so I'm like, what's going on? But I also said, I think it's because my husband's the hottest he's ever been. He's like lost like 50 pounds and he's like,
wow, keto. How did he do that? Oh, keto. Yeah, keto.
He's been on keto and he's like been way more present as like a father and a husband. And I'm just like, I want to jump your bones, but I feel so gross. I'm like, I want to be hot. I want to be in my prime. Like, and I'm just fat and pregnant.
No, you're growing his baby.
I know, but I only have 3 more weeks and then this baby's out of me. So I'm almost done.
You're on the home stretch.
If anybody saw my Instagram though, I had a bird incident. Are you scared of birds? Do you like birds?
No, I like birds.
Okay.
But some people are very scared of birds.
So I don't know if you noticed when you came to my door, I still have my Christmas wreath up.
Yeah, I saw that.
Okay. So this is what happened. So 2 days ago, I took my Christmas wreath off. Like took it off, stuck it in a closet, put it away. The next day, I'm going to the bathroom and I hear chirping. I'm like, where the fuck is this chirping coming from? I thought I was going insane. I'm like, am I going crazy? Like, chip, 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 chip.
Were they in your wreath?
I opened my closet door. I literally put my head like up in like where the wreath is, like looking to see if maybe there was a nest.
Wait, the chirping was coming from inside your house?
Inside my house.
Oh my gosh.
I'm looking. Nothing. Close the door. Chirping again. I'm like, what is happening? Open the door again. There is a fucking baby bird staring right at me on the wreath. And I'm like, no, this is not happening. I'm like, oh my gosh. I don't know what to do. Like, I don't know why I thought it was like gonna be like a butterfly and go on my finger. I like tried to like.
You're like Disney princess it. You're like.
Literally. I was like, okay, come on, sis. Like, let's get on. Like, come on, I'll take you outside.
Did she bite you?
She full on like flew to the floor. Because she couldn't fly yet.
Oh,
She's just a baby.
sad.
She's like chirping, hides underneath this little like my junk that I had in my closet.
Oh my gosh.
And I'm like, what do I do? And so I'm like, I gotta get her. And then I look closely. There is a huge nest in my wreath with 4 baby birds.
Oh?
That had been in my closet.
Wait, this happened this week?
This was yesterday.
Oh my gosh.
And I was like, what do I do? Who do I call? What is happening? I Instagrammed the story, the whole thing.
So when you took the wreath down,
you
didn't notice the nest or the babies?
No idea.
Oh my gosh.
And so I take the wreath back outside, grab the little bird. I'm like terrified. I'm like freaking out, but I'm like, I can't let this little bird just stay in my closet.
Aww.
So I take it. My daughter Bentley is like, what's going on? I'm like, there's birdies. So now she's obsessed with the birdies. We're trying to like get them back in the wreath. And then I set it down and I'm like, okay, I close the door. I hear chirping again.
No.
There is another baby bird in my closet. And I was like, how many fucking baby birds are in this house? Like, what is going on? So finally I get all the birds safe and I'm posting this on Instagram while it's happening and people are messaging me being like, don't touch the birds because now the mama won't come back. And there's call animal control.
Oh my gosh.
All this stuff. And I'm like, I don't know what to do. So I call animal control and I'm like, I found birds. They've been in my house for 24 hours. I had no idea. I touched 2 of them. And now people are saying the mom was not going to come back. And they're like, that's not true. Don't listen to people. Just put the wreath back up where it was. And hopefully the mommy comes back. I've yet to see the mom.
Oh no.
So I just have that wreath up and I'm just hoping.
So they're like in there.
They're in there.
Yeah, because I didn't see them.
Yeah, they're like hidden where you hang it.
Oh my gosh.
And they are like almost like sewn into my wreath. Like I took it off. I was not gentle when I took it off either. I was like, I just threw it in the closet. Like
baby birds are like,
seriously.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah.
Well, when I got to your front door,
Like,
I saw
why is this bitch still celebrating
one
Christmas?
wreath on the chair.
Yeah.
Like propped up. And then I saw the Christmas wreath.
It's like
and I
May.
was like, "What? Why is the wreath on the chair?"
Yeah.
And then
that's why.
Okay.
That is why, because I'm mothering birds right now.
That is so hilarious.
So hopefully the mom comes. I like don't know what to do. I'm like, what do birds eat? I don't know. But the guy was like, give it a week. They'll survive without food for a week. I'm like,
oh my gosh.
Okay, if you say so. But
Aww.
my other personal trash is, do you watch Bridgerton?
I watched the first season. I couldn't get into the second season.
Oh, the second season sucked ass. Queen Charlotte.
Is it good?
It's a prequel to
it.
it.
I've seen the trailer.
Rachel, I
didn't want to watch it because I didn't love the second season.
No, this is nothing like the second season. This is going to bring you to your knees. It is.
Is it sad?
It's not sad. It's almost, I would compare it to like The Notebook.
Okay.
A little bit, where like with the Alzheimer's, because King George is like mentally ill. He has schizophrenia.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh. I still am not okay. And my whole For You page on TikTok is just is Queen Charlotte stuff, and I'm not well. Like the ending wrecked me, but in like a good way. Like I can't describe it.
So is it flashbacks, like present?
Yeah. So
and then
present,
when they were younger.
It's mostly when they're younger, and then I'll do flashbacks to current time, because she's trying to get one of her 13 kids to have a baby. So
wow, she has 13 kids.
Yeah, I guess they had
Could
15.
Imagine? Could you imagine having
and
that
back
many
then, it was like childbirth was death.
No medication.
Childbirth was truly like you could die.
Probably die.
like the fact that
I
she
would die.
survived, the fact that she survived, and in one of her births, the baby was head
Breech?
first. No, not breech, head first, where like when they come out and their face is coming out instead of their head.
Oh,
And I guess
no.
it's like super dangerous for the
baby
mom and baby.
die?
No, they both lived. At least
Wow.
in the show. I don't know
in
in
the
real
show.
life. I don't know anything about history. So if anybody knows anything about
Yes,
history,
is this historically correct?
I'm like, I don't know what's real and what's not. I didn't even know that King George like actually had a mental illness. So the whole time
I think they all did because they were all like inbred.
no way.
That's why. They all
Okay.
had a lot of like mental issues. They didn't like figure out
That you shouldn't do that.
It took them a while because they were like, no, you got royalty with they would like
The royal blood
they
with
would
royal blood.
inbreed, and so they were all like kind of
Messed up.
yeah.
Interesting.
Yeah.
No, Rachel, you have to watch it.
Okay,
You have to watch
I'm
it.
gonna watch
One
it.
second, you're horny, then you're laughing, then you're crying, then you're horny, then you're crying, then you're horny, then you're
See,
laughing.
my thing, I'm like, I don't ever watch TV. I love to just listen to my books.
Okay, well, yeah, your books are sexy, so they're fun to listen to. So maybe I should listen to books.
I just and even like the stories, they're so much better than any story on TV.
I will tell you right now,
It's-
Queen Charlotte is the greatest thing I've ever seen on television. I like truly don't know how they're going to keep the Bridgerton stuff going after this prequel because
Really?
it was so good. The
Well,
casting,
how did they
everything.
do so well with the first season and then fail so miserably with the
So
second?
miserably.
Like, what happened?
First of all, I think it's because the sexiness of the first season was so strong and you could feel the passion and it was like the build up. The second one, it was like,
I was waiting.
what?
It was so weird.
And there didn't seem to be a real physical connection between
Between
the
the two.
two stars. I was like,
No.
what's going on? And this third one is the other brother. What's his name? He's like the ugly
Oh,
one.
yeah,
That's with Featherstone.
Yes.
Featherton.
Featherington.
Featherington. His name is, he'll be Colin Bridgerton. I'm like, how is this going to be good?
No.
No, I'm not into it. Like I'm sorry, he's not cute.
No.
I'm not in it. So they really should not have done that. They should have just done the season 3 and then the prequel because now after watching the prequel, I can't watch any more Bridgerton. I just will watch Queen Charlotte over and over.
Okay,
and over again.
I'll watch it. Would my husband like it?
Caleb didn't watch it with me because he was like, this is weird. Like I can't. I don't know. Does he like
I mean, he
old,
didn't.
the
He
1700s?
No. Anytime I watch like a period movie, he's like, "This is stupid." Well, he loves. It's kind of a period movie. What's it called?
Hamilton?
No. Oh my gosh! All the guys are obsessed with it. Western Montana.
Oh, Yellowstone?
Yes.
Okay.
He likes the prequels to
Okay.
Yellowstone.
But that's like so different. I feel like that's country.
yeah, I mean, like I feel like that's like the most he'll go.
yeah, my husband likes that stuff too.
Yeah.
Did you like Yellowstone?
No, I never got into it.
Really?
He would watch Yellowstone. I would just listen to my book.
Okay. That surprises me. I mean, it actually doesn't surprise me that you
My
don't like
dad's
Yellowstone.
like obsessed with it though. I mean, probably if I like sat down and paid attention to it, I would like it.
It's good. It's
I
really
just
good.
like never let myself get into it.
Well, it's over now. This is the last season.
Sad.
Yeah.
Oh, my husband's gonna be so sad.
I know. But they're coming out with like a new show and Matthew McConaughey's going to be in it. So
Oh, he'll be so good.
Totally here for
I
that.
love him.
Totally here for that.
Oh my gosh.
Mother's Day is on Sunday. Are you doing anything on Mother's Day?
I think we might be going to St. George.
Okay.
I'm not for sure, but I think we are.
Okay.
Yes.
What do you expect from your children and husband on Mother's Day?
Usually I'm like, let me take a nap.
For sure. For sure.
I'm not like I tell my husband, like, don't you don't
bring me
need to get
breakfast to
me
bed.
anything. Like,
Yeah.
I'm trying to think. Mother's Day is like low key for us.
Is it?
Like Drew will like he'll take the kids so I can take a nap. That's honestly, that's what I want.
I think
like,
that's
I
what
want to
every
be
mom
left
wants.
alone. I want to take a nap, and then we'll go to Sunday dinner, either my house, my parents' house, or his parents' house.
Yeah. I am in a dilemma because my Mother's Day, my mom gets in from a flight at 9 a.m. and wants me to pick her up. But it's also my Mother's Day and I want to sleep in.
Send your husband to pick her up.
That's what I told her. I'm like, Caleb will come get you. She's like, no, I don't want him to. I feel
Too
bad.
bad.
I'm
No.
like, No, this is my time where I get to milk
Yes,
it
and
and
you're
sleep
like so
in.
pregnant.
But I'm
Sleep
like,
in.
I know you're my mom and I want to help you in this situation.
No.
But
Be selfish.
that's what I said. I kind of felt
Make
like
your
a bitch.
husband go.
I was like, yeah, Caleb can come get you.
It's your Mother's Day.
Exactly. Okay,
Yeah.
that makes me feel better about
Yeah.
myself. Okay.
Yeah.
Pop culture trash. Pop culture trash is brought to you by Kaxi. We love our lady ballers. Lexi Couliard, who was on the show, she is a lady baller and she started Kaxi. It's the most stylish hair accessories, but yet functional, and they keep your hair healthy. And they actually just launched on Free People, which is insane. And they're in hundreds of boutiques and salons across the country. If you want the number one product right now, which is their Hold Everything Claw, truly holds everything. You have to check it out. It's going viral on TikTok. It's amazing. You have to try. And you can use code TRASH20 for 20% off. And that's on everything. The Hold Everything Claw, the prom tickets. You heard that right. Prom tickets. Kaxi is doing a prom on June 3rd at the Utah State Capitol. So sad that I'm going to be in the hospital in a diaper after giving birth and can't attend. But if you can, you have got to go. And please take so many pictures and send them to me. Kaxi is a gang of lady ballers and I'm obsessed with all of their products and I know you guys are too. And if you aren't yet, you will be. So again, go to Kaxi.com and use TRASH20 for 20% off. Love ya.
Okay.
Which I'm so happy
Wait,
you're here for this one.
before we start pop culture, I have one question.
Yes, ask me.
Is this the neighborhood where the house
Yes.
fell off the cliff?
2 houses. But there's so much drama with it because the houses, nobody lived in them.
Yeah, they were like condemned.
Yeah. And so people who don't know that are like, oh my gosh, like the families got out right in time. And I'm like, no, nobody's
You're like,
lived there since October.
They lived there for months.
Like yeah. And I know that Edge Homes, like the builder was already planning on demolishing the homes. And then because of the spring and the weather,
are they
going to
give them their money back?
So one of them, they had already bought the house back.
Oh.
So the White House, the 2-story one, they had already bought that back.
So it's like for whatever price they paid them
yes.
back.
And then the Rambler, they were in the process, but it didn't like go through, or they were in like a little legal battle with one another. But
don't you think Ed should have to pay them damages too?
I think they are now.
What a freaking PR nightmare for Edge.
Right?
Like PR nightmare.
Well, and it doesn't help nowadays with TikTok. Like those videos went viral.
Oh, I know. Of it like literally just and then
falling.
So like I don't know how
the next day.
Do we think Edge will survive this?
Oh, yes.
You do?
My husband works for Edge. They'll be fine.
Wait.
He doesn't, so he's an independent contractor. So he sells Edge Homes, but he's not technically an employee of Edge because he's a 1099. But they'll be fine.
Really? I just don't think I would never buy an Edge home after that.
They'll be fine.
Really?
They have they'll be fine.
Okay, so they have a lot of money.
Yeah.
They better freaking pay those
people
are. And then some. I feel like they should be
yeah.
paid damages.
I think they are. All I know is the next day, there were so many people parking their cars because they blocked off the road. So you couldn't go down that neighborhood unless you lived there.
Mm-hmm.
But so many cars were parked to walk to go see. Like there were probably 50 to 100
Oh my
people.
gosh, it's like a spectacle.
No, truly. Everyone was like, I want to see the fallen
Well,
houses.
when I drove into this neighborhood, I was like, oh my gosh, is this the neighborhood?
Yeah. Megan almost bought in this neighborhood.
My sister?
Yeah.
Yeah, I remember that.
My husband was helping her look at one of the Edge homes.
Oh, really?
Yeah. And she didn't, but her house wouldn't have been by it either.
So is it true that one of the other ones, they might...
Yeah, they took those people out just to make sure. But
could you imagine?
I cannot imagine.
So your house is good, though?
Our house is fine.
Like, there's no way.
We're in a great spot. To be honest, I don't know a lot about anything. All I know is that they're getting taken care of. But I guess they built it on like sand, or they put sand or something. Just there was a lot of people that fucked up in this situation. Oof. Because Edge can't even build a house without like permits. Right. And you get the permits from the city. So the city fucked up too. So like
it's more than just Edge.
Yeah, there's a lot of people.
I feel like they're taking so much heat on social media.
I know. I feel like it's kind of died down.
Oh, that's good.
But it was a nightmare for them for sure. My husband was just kind of like sitting back like, what is
Wow.
this?
Oh my gosh.
Yeah.
Crazy.
Yeah.
Okay, pop culture.
Pop culture trash. I'm excited that you're the one sitting here because we're talking about Taylor Swift and Matt Healy. What are your thoughts?
It's no.
Well, so
I don't think it's gonna last, and it doesn't excite me. I'm like, really, Taylor? You could do better than him.
So for those who don't know, it was rumored that they were together. Then he shows up at her concert. Then he performs at the concert.
Wait, I'm sorry. What?
You didn't know that?
No. In Nashville?
Yes. He was the
I
guitarist
saw him
for
in the
Phoebe
tent.
Bridgers.
Oh, I didn't know that.
Yeah.
How did I not know that?
I don't know how I know that and you don't know
Because I
that.
saw him in the tent, and okay, he was looking at her.
He was like
I was like,
her.
okay, that's darling.
Yeah,
that was really cute.
And then they were spotted after the concert together in a car going to somewhere, her condo or something.
I mean, good for him.
But I didn't know because her and what's his face? What's her ex's name? I'm blanking.
Oh my gosh.
But they're saying that they broke up in December.
Yeah, I heard that.
And I didn't know that in January, she made a surprise performance at his concert and sang Anti-Hero for the first time ever.
Oh, yes. But I didn't realize that was his concert.
Yeah, it was his concert. So the timeline makes sense.
Yeah.
Because they broke up in December. She probably hung out with him in January. February got a little bit closer. March got really close. April decided, okay, I like you. May, do we go public? Maybe, maybe not. But they're basically kind of hinting that it's legit.
Yeah.
So, but he's an interesting person.
I just, I think it's just one of her flings.
Oh, for sure. Somebody who said this is the most relatable thing Taylor Swift has ever done is going from a stable long-term relationship to dating a total freak.
Yeah. Yeah.
like a bad guy, bad decision.
Yeah.
Just a one night, couple nights hang out.
Why am I blanking on her boyfriend, on her ex-boyfriend's
I know, I am
name?
too. Where's my phone?
I feel like
Taylor Swift's ex.
I feel like I'm not a true Swiftie.
Yeah,
right
I'm
now.
actually really shocked that you didn't know. Taylor Swift.
Don't tell me. I know.
Do you want me to give you first letter?
I've talked about yes.
Okay, first letter. Okay, it's giving me the weirdest. Okay, starts with a J.
I'm not a Swiftie.
Oh my god.
The amount of times I've talked about this guy and their relationship.
Okay, I'll give you the next letter. J O. Oh?
That is not. Wait,
Yes.
this is the first.
This is the last guy. This is the guy the England boy, London boy. J O.
It's because I'm trying to think that I can't.
J O E. That's his name. Joe.
Joe Alwyn. Oh my.
Joe. There we go. We got it.
Oh,
we got it.
How did I not?
I'm
Joe
shocked.
Alwyn. Oh my gosh.
Wow. It's okay. I didn't know either, but I'm not a Swiftie.
I'm so disappointed in myself.
I'm a
that
little
was
disappointed
when
too.
you said you blinked, my mind blinked with you.
Yeah. It was synced. We both forgot. You can blame me. It's okay.
It's your fault.
It's
I
me.
did think it was really cute how he was longingly looking at her. I didn't I do feel like Taylor was never to be seen. I think Joe had a lot to do with that.
You think?
Yes. I don't think he wanted to let her shine.
Really?
And once
But
she
that's-
started getting back out, I think it bugged him.
Why though?
I think he wanted her in her folklore era. And she's ready to shine, Bejeweled. She's ready to shine again.
But
She missed sparkling.
I thought, and you probably heard the rumors about them secretly being married.
I did hear the rumors.
And I totally believed it too because her song about a miscarriage, I was like, they totally got pregnant together. She for sure wanted to
But she
spend the rest of
could
her
get
life with him.
pregnant without being married.
Without being married for sure. But you usually do that. If you're with a long-term boyfriend and you get pregnant, it's because you see a future with them.
Yeah.
You want to be with them forever.
But if they got married, people would be able to find their marriage license.
Yeah, no, it definitely wasn't real. But I wouldn't have been surprised if maybe possibly they got married in London, and so it wasn't valid in the US yet because
Yeah.
it wasn't like a real wedding.
Yeah.
But yeah,
I mean,
she's on to the next.
on to the next.
On to the next. And you don't see this as the main guy. I don't either. Who would you pick for her?
I feel like what she's doing now is reminding me of like when she was in her like 1989 era.
Totally.
And I think she'll like do this whole thing again. And then honestly, like, well, I mean, I don't know if she'll do this. If I were her, I would just find like a super rich business guy
For
who's
sure.
not like in the spotlight. She can shine and be amazing. And he's just like,
Well, I can't picture her with an actor. I can't picture her with another singer. I can't picture her with an athlete. Barf. Like, no.
She needs to just find like a guy that's
Like kind of
low-key.
like Sophia Richie with her husband.
That's what I think. I
That's
think
what she
she'll
needs.
date some bad boy Hollywood guys, and then I think eventually she'll end up in
I
this
agree.
Sophia Richie situation.
I agree.
Just like a stable, nice, rich guy who's like not in the spotlight.
Agreed. Another person that I know we both love is Morgan Wallen.
He's such a king.
Have you heard all the drama though going on?
Yes. People will create conspiracies out of literally anything.
Totally. Well, totally. I posted not his apology, his explanation of why everything's going on.
Right. Is this the one where he was like talking about his doctor and he has to be on vocal
and how he has to be
rest?
vocal rest for 6 weeks because he can't do it. He can't talk, but he's able to talk for the video.
So do you believe it?
Well, so I asked my trashers, my audience, I was like, do we believe this? And I did a poll. And it was, yes, I love him. It's not sure. No, he's a liar. And it was like, majority of people believed him, but there was still a percentage that didn't. And I was getting DMs like, how dare you not like Morgan? And like people were straight up unfollowing me.
Oh, because they
were like
defending their king.
And I was like, I'm not saying my side. I'm just asking if people believe this.
Yeah.
Because the rumors are, for those who don't know, he was supposed to perform at his concert.
And he was drunk.
The openers came out. People waited an hour for him. He decides he's not showing up because his voice. But it's like, if it's your voice, you already knew you had no voice earlier. Why wouldn't you say something earlier?
Yeah.
Then one of the security guards, this viral video goes around where he says, no, he was so belligerent and drunk that he had to get taken out on an ambulance. And that's why. And everyone who knows Morgan Wallen knows he's troubled with the alcohol. He's got some issues. He's very vocal about it. So when he posted this, at first I was like, oh my gosh, I don't know, 6 weeks rehab or 6 weeks vocal rest.
Oh, that's a good point.
What could it be? But I'm just thinking about how much money he's losing from these tour dates. And I'm like, I don't know.
I do not think he would cancel all those shows.
It's too many.
If it wasn't.
Because he canceled a couple of shows after. And I'm like, okay, yeah, you got to make it look legit. Like, your publicist is like, okay, people think you're drunk, so we need to like cancel a few more. But to do a whole other 6 weeks, like that's a little much.
Yeah.
So I think he's telling the truth. And I also think he's telling the truth because I listened to the toast yesterday and Claudia said from good sources that she knows that it's true. And I will trust Claudia with my whole heart.
We trust Claudia.
Claudia is a queen. So if she says it's true, it's true.
Yeah. I mean, people are psycho. After he canceled it, people were like getting his merch and like burning it.
Oh.
Like right there. I'm like, hey, you guys are psycho. I do think he should have come out.
And said something.
And like personally said something. I think that would have like all the speculation of him being drunk. I don't think it would have like gotten that far if he would have just come out.
Totally.
That was kind of a dick move on his part.
Well, did you see how people were comparing him to Luke Bryan? Or not Luke Bryan. Is it Luke Bryan? Carly. Which artist sings Fast Car?
Oh, Luke Combs.
Luke Combs. I'm like, it's not Luke Bryan.
Yeah, he came out and was like so apologetic.
Yes.
Yeah, I saw that.
Yes. I'm like, that is what he should have done.
He should have.
Because everyone knows Morgan's a bad boy. And so he's stupid. If he wasn't drunk, if this really is his voice, his publicist, whoever's in charge of him, was stupid to think that him not coming out and addressing the audience was a good idea.
Yeah. But also, I feel like sometimes those guys get a little diva-ish. Like, no, I'm not going out there.
No, Morgan is diva-ish. I went to iHeartRadio
Uh-oh.
just to see Morgan because I was supposed to see him here when he came to Utah.
Yeah.
But I ended up being in New York and I got the dates mixed up. And so I was pissed. I told my husband, like, we have to see him. And the only other concert was iHeartRadio. And it was the biggest shit show. It was like a 4.5 hour long concert because it had like all these other artists and he was last. But everybody wanted to be there for him. When he came out, you could tell he was so pissed that he was like the last one and that he had to wait so long to come out. And it was so uncomfortable to watch.
What? Like what?
Like, it's hard to describe, but he just wasn't in it. Like, you could tell he was not in it. And what made it worse is, so it was him and then Diplo was like the final act. And everyone knew that Diplo and him had the song Heartless together. So everyone was like waiting for this like mashup where they were going to perform together.
And they didn't?
And they did, but they made Morgan wait till Diplo's set was completely finished to then bring Morgan out to do Heartless. And when he came out for Heartless, you could tell he was pissed that he had to wait the whole set. And at the end, you know how usually like they clap and like they'll like high five each other and everyone's going crazy. He literally finished his last note walking off the stage.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah.
Yikes.
So I get diva vibes from him for sure.
Yeah.
For sure.
Yeah. I mean, I'm sure it was something like that where I feel like some artists who like really care about their fans,
Luke,
they would have come out and been like, listen.
Yeah. Or like Taylor.
Oh no, Taylor just waits it out and then performs in the rain for 3 hours.
But did you see the videos of people waiting and how they were like traumatized?
My friend was there.
Was she traumatized?
No. She said it was actually really cool. She was like, everyone was just like singing the whole time.
Oh, so yeah.
Wait, what were they traumatized
This one
about?
girl video said that everybody was so tightly close together.
Oh,
like shoulder
was she like
to shoulder.
getting like claustrophobic?
They couldn't move. They sat there for 3 hours. Paramedics were trying to get through because people were dropping like flies.
Oh my gosh, like passing out?
Yes, like Travis Scott festival type stuff. And she said she was having an anxiety attack because she thought, oh my gosh, like I'm going to die here.
Oh my gosh.
Because nobody was letting them leave the building or do anything. So that when they went back out and Taylor came out and performed and then they thought lightning was coming again, the girl was like, I can't do that again. So she left the concert.
Oh my gosh, that's so sad.
And she posted some videos on TikTok. I'll send them to you. And I was like,
send them to me.
Oh, that looks actually really horrible.
Yeah, I mean, my friend.
But your friend was
fine.
Was she like bougie and like a suite?
No.
Huh.
They just had normal tickets.
Because this girl was floor. She was in the floor.
Okay.
And
she wasn't in the floor.
Okay.
But I did ask her. I was like, how are they fitting everyone?
Like in the concessions.
She's like, I mean, we're all squished.
Interesting.
But she said it was life-changing and the best night of her life.
Oh, I can't even imagine watching her perform in the rain, especially like Fearless. Like,
I know.
I can't. Amazing.
But I mean, yeah, if you're claustrophobic, I could see how that would be like.
It'd be a little bit. It'd be a lot.
I don't understand why they wouldn't let her leave.
They like truly couldn't, like nobody could maneuver is what she was saying.
Oh, that is, yeah, that's
like everyone
scary.
was just so tight. Like paramedics were like shoving people, trying to make room to grab people because there was no room.
Oh yeah, that's
and
chaos.
It was like stressing me out just thinking about it.
Yeah, I'm like, I don't understand how they could fit that many people.
Yeah, it's a shit.
That's a lot of people.
Last thing on pop culture trash is the drama with Mindy Kaling's weight loss journey. Do you know who that is?
Oh yeah.
She like did an article with People magazine saying how she
everyone thinks she takes like Ozempic, right?
Yes, which she's never confirmed it, but everyone is on it, seems like. And
well, she has to be on it because if she wasn't, she would deny it.
Totally.
Right?
Totally.
But she hasn't.
She just straight up said that, you know, she works out. She does 20 miles a week of either hiking and running, and that she's really dedicated her life to her health and her fitness, and just like promotes that her entire weight loss journey is because of health and fitness, and that she doesn't restrict her diet because that doesn't work for her. She just does portion control. And it's like, well, yeah, Ozempic helps you with portion control. So
yeah,
like it doesn't make you hungry, but people are losing their mind over the fact that she like didn't truly address it. Cause she even says, she's like, I know people are really interested in my body changing and they think that it's some crazy thing. But the truth is that I spend so much time and energy trying to be healthy. People are not thrilled.
I mean, this is what I think. if someone is like borderline obese, like that is so not healthy
Totally.
that I think it's better to be on a drug
Oh,
like
yeah.
that. Like the benefits of, because I know there's some side effects to that.
Oh, Ozempic, yeah.
The benefits of being on it and losing the weight so you're not like borderline obese, I think.
Well, and I think the reason why people are pissed is because she doesn't own it.
Yeah, no, I for sure. Because I mean, women look at that and they're like, okay, I just need to do portion control.
Yeah.
I need to go hiking.
I need to hike for 20 miles.
It's like, well, no, probably
little
just
help.
say like, obviously, yes. Like, I think this is probably why she doesn't want to say it. Because she doesn't want that to take away from all her hard work.
Totally.
And she's probably like, I have still worked my butt off
to get here.
I work out every day now because I'm sure it's motivated her now that she's lost the weight. So she probably does work out really hard. She probably is eating way healthier than she used to. So she probably, I mean, I don't know. I'm just thinking she doesn't want the Ozempic to diminish all her hard work.
No, I agree.
But, which I feel like people would totally let that overshadow.
Yeah.
But it's like they go hand, like, it's just, she should just say it.
It's hard too when you're a public figure, you're in the spotlight, and people take what you say as Bible. Like, oh, this is what worked for her, so it must work. Like, yeah, it's great. And so you kind of just have to own it if that's not the truth. It's like when Jennifer Lopez said she didn't get Botox. It's like, oh, jeez. Like, come on.
I mean, for me, like when I first started getting Botox and lip injections, people would ask me, and I was scared to tell people. Yeah. For a while. And now I've like owned, like I say what I get. But like Emily, like she had twins. She had like a massive hernia. Right. Like she had to get a tummy tuck for her health. Like it was like dangerous.
The ab separation.
It was like literally her organs were like coming out. Like it was really bad. She had to get sewn back up. But people are so rude about it. And they're like, you're just skinny because you have money to get a tummy tuck. It's like, no, just because they sew your abs back up doesn't mean you're going to be skinny. And that doesn't like take away from all the other hard work. But people were so mean to her. And I think that's why public figures get nervous to share anything they've had done because there's so much like backlash on it. So it does make it hard to just own it. But I'm like, if you do it, like you should just.
Yeah, I totally see both sides. I see why she'd want to not talk about it because of the backlash.
But she's going to get backlash either way because people
are like, you're not telling the truth.
Yeah.
Tell the truth.
Yeah.
I just want everyone to know right now, when this baby comes out and I get really skinny and snatched, I am on those Ozempic. So,
well, I'm like, why
probably
not?
Actually semaglutide. I heard that one's better.
Wait, what's that?
It's like the same thing, but different. I'm not sure how. It's because Ozempic.
Well, it like regulates your blood sugars, right?
Yeah. But actually, I don't know if I want to do it because I've heard you lose so much muscle and it's not really fat. It's muscle that you're losing. And I don't like that. Like I like to be strong. Yeah. And I love working out. Like that's my thing. And I haven't been able to do that this pregnancy because I had so many hemorrhages that I've had to be on pelvic rest.
Okay.
So I've just gotten so fat and ugly. And I'm like,
you look so good.
I cannot wait to like sweat. Like my heart beating, sweating, like adrenaline, like working out. I cannot wait for that. Yeah. And if I wasn't able to do that because I'd be so weak from Ozempic, I'd be really pissed.
Well, yeah. Yeah. I mean,
so I
still need energy. I don't know. I'm like, I want to be toned. Like
same.
I like count my grams of protein because I want muscle.
Same.
So I definitely would not want to take something that's going to take my muscle away.
I need to be able to eat my 130 grams of protein. Like I want to be fit.
Yeah.
But I also would love to lose all the baby fat too. So
I mean, I do think it's a miracle drug for people who are obese.
Yeah.
And like it can change their lives and their health journey.
Have you heard that drug addicts are trying it to see if it helps them with their drug addiction?
Oh, I haven't.
Because there's something that it does to your brain that helps with the tick of wanting to eat. Wow. And they think it might be linked to the same thing as wanting to like get a hit for drugs.
Wow. I mean, I have read articles where some doctors call it like a miracle drug.
Yeah.
Like it helps fight against cancer. It helps people.
Helps diabetes. That's what it's made for.
Yeah. So, I mean, I think for some people it is. I mean, if I was obese, I would take it.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, no, I might. I don't know. But like if I just randomly get so skinny, I will tell you guys if I am taking it.
But I mean, there is a huge difference. Like Mindy wasn't, I mean, I don't think she was borderline obese.
No, she
Like,
was.
but you know those people on TLC, those shows about the people.
Oh,
it's like they
like
can't
my
even
500
get it.
pound
Like
life.
it's like so sad.
But at
like
that point,
for them,
at that point, you have to have surgery too. Like you can't just stop.
You have to have like gastric bypass.
Yeah,
or
because
something.
well, and if you just like stop eating the way you used to, you'll like die because your it's like if an addict,
your body's like used to that many calories.
Like you will not be okay. So it has to be like a very slow, progressive thing. And then you have so much extra skin that you would have to have surgery.
Yeah.
Like the 500-pound life people, like.
See, because I would watch those. It would give me so much anxiety watching that.
TLC makes me feel better about myself.
Oh, yeah.
No matter what I put on.
Yes. I'm like, I have my shit together.
Hoarders? I'm not a hoarder.
No.
500-pound life? I'm not 500
You
pounds.
think your house is messy until you watch Hoarders and you're like,
truly,
I am a clean queen.
TLC will make you feel so much better about who you are. If you're ever just feeling down about yourself, turn on TLC. Like truly everything, like Sister Wives.
Let's feel better
like,
about ourselves.
Oh, my marriage is so hard. Turn on Sister Wives.
Yeah, and you're like, my marriage is kick ass.
Like, we're actually doing great.
Yeah.
We're doing a great job.
All right. Okay.
That's the moral of the story. Watch TLC if you're struggling.
Yeah.
Last thing we do here at Weekly Trash is TRASHTOPICAN. TRASHTOPICAN is sponsored by Dapper. I am so excited about this new sponsor because as a mom, I'm desperate for a good car clean. And they actually came today and worked on my car and it looks spotless. I've been so stressed about it because having a baby, I need to figure out the car seat situation, but my car is absolutely disgusting. And Dapper was a game changer. I got to hang out in the comfort of my own home while they scraped the 8-month-old fruit snacks off my leather seats and the dried milk stains off my doors. And I'm so grateful for it because now it looks brand new. And honestly, I think this would be the best Mother's Day gift. And since I'm sure more moms are listening right now than dads, Mama, go spoil yourself. Go get yourself a Mother's Day gift and get the gift of a deep cleaned car from Dapper. Use code TRASH and get $50 off your detail. And thank you for supporting Weekly Trash. You're going to pick a topic out of this trash can.
Oh, wow.
And we're going to answer it. And I'm taking this one out because this one's already been done.
Okay.
I need to refill it.
What is this called?
TRASHTOPICAN. Topic can. I came up with it myself.
Okay.
I need to trademark it.
I like
TRASHTOPICAN.
Trash can. Questions you avoid answering and why?
Oh, I feel like you didn't avoid any questions.
I feel like should we do another one?
Yeah,
I feel like I'm
one.
honestly like I'm probably too open.
No, that's what I love. What is it?
Oh my gosh. Funniest sex story.
Okay, this is a good one. This is a good one.
When I was opening it, I saw sex. I was like, oh boy.
I'm pumped that you picked this one.
Oh my gosh.
You've only had sex with Drew, right?
He's the only man I've ever had sex with.
And you're the only woman Drew's ever had sex with?
We were both virgins.
So, was your first night fun?
No, I was so scared.
Were you?
I was like, they should allow us to start doing foreplay like the week before.
Yeah.
Just to like, you know.
Had you seen his penis before you got married?
No. Not like I touched it.
Like did you have an idea of how like the size, like what you were getting yourself into?
Well, yes.
Okay.
Yeah, I did.
Okay.
Kind of.
You weren't like completely shocked? Had you seen
No, I was kind of shocked.
Was he the first penis you ever saw?
Kind of.
Really?
Yeah. I had touched other
Okay. I was a whore. So like I was fully prepared for my wedding night.
That's good. No, that's amazing.
Yeah.
I wish I was more prepared. Like I had touched one, but I had never like lights on, like looked at it.
Yeah.
I'll just say my wedding night hurt very, very bad.
When did it stop hurting?
It wasn't enjoyable. It hurt like I was like terrified to do it again because it hurt that bad. Yeah.
Even with lube, like all the things. Did you
Oh,
have an
it
OB
still
that
makes me
gave you
cringe.
like stretchers or whatever?
He told me to use my fingers.
The dilators?
And I was like, hell no, I'm not going to
Kate,
finger myself.
This might be like a hot take, but I think I tried fingering myself one time. It feels weird in there. It's
I
gross.
have never put my finger. I don't know.
It
I've never put my
grossed me
fingers
out.
up there.
It
I
grossed me
can't.
out.
I refuse.
Because
I think
I
it's
started masturbating at a very young age. Oh yeah, I was
weird. Really?
I was a horny little girl.
Oh my gosh!
So I think I was, because I had sex at 16, but I had started masturbating at 13, I think.
Holy cow!
Yeah.
With your fingers?
No, not with my fingers.
Oh.
I would I would literally just hump stuff.
Wait, that is
like a pillow. Give me a pillow, I'll just hump it and just have a little orgasm. Or a shower head. When the shower head comes down.
Gosh.
Or a jet
I
tub.
didn't even know what masturbating was till I was 17.
Like I said, I was a little whore. And I remember I had sex and I was like, okay, well, it goes inside of you. So maybe I should try sticking my fingers inside me to masturbate. And I did it and I was like, ew, ew, ew. I will.
It feels weird. It feels
like, I don't even know.
Wait, I'm going to go home and ask my husband, what does it feel like?
It feels kind of
there?
spaghetti and meatballs. It's
what?
all. Yeah. I don't even know how to describe it. It's a whole new world up there.
No.
There's all these different parts that are, I did not a fan.
Wow.
I will rub my clit all day long. I will not stick my fingers inside of me. Absolutely not.
Okay. Well, I've never done
that. So you didn't
that.
do it, even though your doctor told you to.
No.
You were like, I'm
no,
not
no,
doing
no.
that.
I was like, no, I'm not doing that. That's weird. I didn't do that.
So how long did it take until it stopped hurting?
We were on our honeymoon and I called my sister and I was like, this is so painful. This is not what I thought it would be. It hurts so bad. I was after I was so sore the next day. I was like, I'm sorry, I can't let you enter the premises. No. So Emily was like, Rachel, you need to get a little vibrator to put on your clit. And I was like, so anyway, I don't know. Somehow we ended up at a Barnes and Noble. We were in Hawaii. We go to a Barnes and Noble and I go to the book section and I literally bought Sex for Dummies.
I love that.
And that's where I learned that women need to be stimulated in two places, their clit and their vagina. I was thinking it was just the vag.
No, penetration? Hell no.
Yeah. And I'm like, oh, this is when you DF, you're rubbing your clit.
Yes.
But I didn't I was just an idiot. I didn't get it.
Yeah.
So anyway, so then we went to this sex shop in Honolulu and I got this little silver bullet.
Uh-huh.
And then Drew was like, okay, just relax. He tickled my back first, gave me a massage.
Yeah.
And then he put the silver bullet on my foot. Oh my gosh. Mom, don't listen to me.
This is Shannon's favorite.
And then I was able to relax.
Yeah.
And then with that stimulation, it didn't hurt.
Because your body opens up.
Yes.
Yeah.
So that's so we finally figured it out. And I was like, Drew, your dad, your brother, no one told you that you needed to stimulate my clit before? And he was like, no. I'm actually back. I wish my husband would have been a little more experienced before.
Yeah.
But he wasn't. And I could tell
You're
you know
I
how
can
it's
tell that neither one of us know.
And I can tell you also don't watch porn. You know how lots of guys look at porn? He didn't know enough
neither one
to
of you
look at porn.
What are we doing?
Yeah, I was like, you don't know and I don't know. So anyway, we got Sex for Dummies and we both learned about the clit. No, I should have kept it as a momentum. Yeah.
And you could get it to your kids.
Oh, I will be having well, Isla's 8. We're going to have the talk with her.
Yeah.
Because I would rather have her hear it from me.
Oh, 1,000%.
And my husband than at school, what? So if she hears him talk, she's like, oh, I already know what that is.
Yeah.
I don't need to talk about it.
And last episode with Kylie, we were saying how parents should encourage derfing instead of sex, because you think sex is great. Derfing's way better because you get that clit stimulation.
Yeah.
And then you don't need to have sex in high school.
No.
Just derf.
Yeah.
Encourage the derf.
Yeah.
That's what we decided.
Yeah, I like that.
So what's your funniest?
Okay, so I don't even know if this is that funny, but this is what comes to mind. So my husband and I were in Lake Powell. I think this is before we had kids. And we took the boat out in the middle of the lake, just us two. The speedboat, the ski boat.
Yeah.
And it's just us two. And we and it's the middle of the day. It's not nighttime.
Okay.
And we're on the ground, having sex. And this was our first year.
Okay.
Because I think we were like new. I think this was like the first summer we had been married. And anyway, I felt like we had like gotten our groove and
Yeah.
like we're starting to like catch on and like get really good at having sex.
Yeah.
And so I kind of like I like dirty talk, but he had never like he like hadn't ever been vocal in sex yet.
Yeah.
So we're doing it. And I'm like, I cannot believe I'm saying this story. Like,
I'm so
Drew
excited.
would make fun of me, and I was like, stop. I was so humiliated.
Oh my gosh.
We're doing it. And I was like, give it to me. And he just started laughing. Like, he was like, what did you just say? I thought he would think it was like hot. No, he was like, I've never been able to live that down. And honestly, it's not that funny.
Oh my gosh,
in the moment, it was really funny.
So are you more vocal now? Like, can he like if you were to say give it to me, would he still laugh?
No.
He gets it now.
Yeah, no, like one time I literally like, and this is like my friends that say, they're like, I don't know, like some of my friends like can't have orgasms.
That's
and I'm
so
like,
sad.
do you guys not like, you need to tell your husband what you like and what you want. Like, you need to like have a conversation about it.
Also, they need a cock ring. Have you ever had a cock ring?
No,
I talk about this cock ring almost every episode. If you don't orgasm.
Wait, is that the thing with the vibrator?
Rachel, you need one. I will send you a link. It goes on the penis, and the one I have that's like a life changer is such strong vibration on your clit. So you get penetrated while you get clit stimulation, but you don't have to like touch yourself. Like it's just already doing it for you.
Oh, wow.
That's why cock rings are the greatest thing on the planet. And every woman I've talked to that hasn't had an orgasm, I've sent them this link. They now orgasm.
Well, I told my friends, I'm like, you need to get one, like the vibrator I have. It's not big.
But that's like, this is so much better because you don't have to be doing anything.
I think they feel weird that they're like.
Yeah. And this is like, you put it on your husband, you get on top, you make sure that it's on the right spot of your clit, and you're getting penetrated. They're hitting your G-spot while you're getting clit stimulation. And it is game changer.
Yeah, they need.
Game changer.
Yeah.
No, everyone needs it.
Yeah.
Everyone needs a cock ring.
But they're like, I feel like my husband would think that was weird. I'm like, no, your husband's going to be down for anything. You just need to communicate. Yeah. So anyway, Drew and I just was like, can you like dirty talk? And he was like, yeah, great.
If you want it, yeah.
Anyway.
And so now you guys dirty talk.
Yeah.
I feel like I have to be vocal to orgasm. Like I have to be like, I'm almost there. Like I have to be like saying something to really mentally get to that spot of like orgasming.
For me, it's so mental too.
Yeah.
Like if I'm not mentally in it.
I think for all women, it's that way.
I think a lot of like Mormon girls, like they can't get out of their heads.
Yeah.
Because they like revert back to like they're doing something wrong.
Yep.
Or it's like this bad thing. And they can't like let themselves just like
enjoy it.
Yeah. Yeah.
No, I agree.
It's a problem.
My funniest sex story I already shared because someone else picked this one. So I'm trying to think of another one. My first one, just because you don't listen to Weekly Trash, so I'll let you know about this story. I had 69 with my husband.
Okay.
And I had showered before, done all the prep, all the things. And you know, like when you shower and like sometimes hair goes in your butt crack? Like hair from your head?
Like a long...
So you can like see where this is going.
Yes.
And so like we like start, the process, and my husband just goes like literally gags.
Is there like a hair down his throat?
Yes. And it's like a long ass freaking hair, and it was the most traumatic thing in my life. We have never done it since because I'm just terrified. So that was the story I shared. I'm trying to think if I have another one. It wasn't necessarily funny. It was just like so crazy. I had sex at my friend's wedding. It was like
where?
It was our first year of marriage. She had this wedding at the guy who owns New Skin. It was like his property up if you're going, I don't even know, Wasatch. It's like up Wasatch where all those like houses are that have a ton of farmland in front.
Okay.
And she had it outside, but it was like on like 3 acres. and there was this random like trailer, like a trailer that you like hitch onto like your
Oh.
truck. And I
that's
just,
where you
and I
guys
just
did
grabbed my
it?
husband, like, let's just like go there and do it. And like,
Was your husband like,
my husband's not like that. Like, he doesn't like the crazy out of like anyone could see us type of sex. He's like, not my thing.
yeah.
But I was like, let's be wild. Let's be crazy. We're married. It's our first year. And so we did it. We had sex at my friend's wedding, and it was not great sex. It was just like quick, hurry. I just want to say we did it to do it.
Like in the back of a
Yeah.
trailer?
Yeah. Like I had like splinters in my knees. Like it wasn't fun. It was more to just say that we did it.
Yeah.
But yeah.
Yeah. I feel like some of those people that like do all these crazy places, I'm like, you just did it to say you did it.
Totally.
It's not like it.
I don't understand how
was
people
like-
join the Mile High Club if they're not in a private airplane.
If you are not in a private jet, that is disgusting.
Like, I don't
those
get it.
bathrooms are so germy.
And also so small.
Yeah, it's disgusting. It's like I look
And how do you get away with
No.
it? How do you walk in and then you let in
that I don't understand why anyone would want to do that in one of those bathrooms.
to say they did it?
But it's so gross.
It is gross.
And germy, it's like the germs you're gonna get. Ew. Ugh,
Airplanes alone are just
disgusting. Like so gross.
Those are the times where I'm like,
I'm like, you know what? Sometimes a good old bed session.
The bed is great.
Like
The bed is great. The couch is honestly sometimes better than the bed. I feel like
really.
our bed is so squeaky. Like it's like, like it drives me nuts. We always say it's the bed frame that is just the squeakiest thing on the planet. And I'm like, this is ruining it for me. Like I need stability.
Your kids one day are gonna be scarred when
Oh
they're
my
like,
gosh.
wait, when they figure out.
My sister's been scarred. She's stayed over one time and she was like,
no.
I swear, if you guys don't stop.
Oh
like,
my gosh. Oh my gosh.
So I like the couch because there's no
There's
it's
no
just
squeaking.
nice, stable.
I don't think Drew and I have ever done it on a couch before.
Shut up.
I don't think we ever have.
Our best sex has been on the couch.
Really?
Yeah.
We've never. I just think when we're home, it's like go to bed.
Yeah.
Trying to do it in like PAL is always interesting because on a houseboat,
Yeah.
the bedrooms like a lot of times are like under, and it's like a cubby, and
Yes.
my husband's 6'5".
Yeah.
So that always gets a little interesting. And then our kids are like in the cubbies right next to us.
Yeah, because you have like the bedroom and then you have, yeah.
And
yeah,
I'm
yeah.
like, okay, close the cubby.
Oh, I
lock
had
the
fun
door.
with those cubbies in high school.
I'm like, I swear they can hear my vibrator. Like,
do you use it every time?
Yeah.
Okay,
pretty
you
much.
need a cock ring. I'm gonna gift you a cock
I think
ring.
mine is. I just don't put it in like, and then I just hold it.
No, you need this one is.
I think
insane.
that's what we got in Hawaii.
But you probably got like one of like the stupid ones. Like you need like a legit
Okay,
one.
send me
This
what
one's
you
like
have.
a legit, nice,
Okay.
fancy, silicone,
Okay.
beautiful looking
Nice.
cock ring.
Okay, send it.
It's not like the
send it
jelly,
to
the
me.
little jelly ones.
Oh
that
yeah,
you-
I have. Yeah,
Yeah, no,
that's the one we got.
No.
Okay.
That's for pussies. You need a good
Okay.
cock ring.
Okay.
I got you.
Yeah,
Got
send
you.
it. Send me the link.
Well, Rachel, I am just so grateful that you came.
Thanks for
This
having
is
me.
something that I manifested. I was like, one day I want Rachel Parcell on my podcast. Did not think I would have it in the first year podcasting. So thank you. I feel
Yeah.
honored. This
Well,
was so
thanks
fun.
for having me.
And
Wait, how many seasons have you had?
this is my first
Wow.
year.
That's
My
amazing.
1 year mark was last week.
Wow.
You're my last guest of season 1, and then I have a solo next week, and then I'm gonna have baby.
Wow.
And this summer is gonna be solos, but it's not gonna be as consistent. So it's just gonna be like whenever I have a minute, and then I
Yeah.
want to have like my husband and my mom and like people who are really close to me. So it's not as like guesty.
Yeah.
It's just like chit chat with my family,
Yeah.
and then I'll start back up in September.
Oh wow.
And it'll be season 2. So this has been a crazy year. Like I literally remember I told you before we started that I made a list of like people that I really wanted one day like manifest, and you were on it. And now I'm staring at you and I'm like, this is so crazy. And everyone was so excited when I announced you were coming on. Like it was almost as if I was having freaking Beyonce on my show.
Whatever.
No, truly, people
my
were
gosh,
losing their
no.
mind. You've been my number one most requested in my DMs. Every day I get at least 2 to 5 messages. When is Rachel coming on?
Oh my gosh. That's
When is Rachel
so
coming on?
funny.
Like, I don't fucking know. She's the worst at responding. Okay.
I'm so bad.
How do you live?
I just fly by the seat of my pants.
Like,
I literally have probably 3,000 unread text
I
messages
saw that
right
because
now.
you posted it on TikTok, and I'm like,
Yeah.
how do
My
you do
DMs
that?
are insane. You can thank Amy for this,
Yes.
honestly.
Oh, we love Amy
Amy's the reason I'm here.
because
She even texted me today to remind me. And
I'm
she
so
was
grateful.
like, if you say this certain story, I will never speak to you again.
Amy.
She was like, she doesn't delete anything, so anything you say is going on that podcast.
Well, Amy in the question box put a question. She was actually really funny.
Amy put questions.
She said that you almost sued her one time for damages.
I did almost sue her. She lost my firstborn, Dash.
She lost Dash?
Yes.
When?
And I couldn't find him for 2 days. And I said, Amy, if you really lost my dog, I will sue you for emotional damage.
How did she lose Dash? When did she lose Dash?
She knew he was out and she just left. She was like, I don't want to deal with it.
Wait, when was this?
We were like out of town and we got back home and she's like, oh, by the way, Dash has been missing for like 2 days.
Amy!
I lost it on her. So yes, I threatened to sue her and now everyone makes fun of me for it. They're like, oh, what are you going to do? Sue her?
Okay.
I was serious though. I will
too.
sue your ass if you lost my dog.
Where did you end up finding him?
I think he was in the pound. I think he got arrested by the Lone Peak
He
police.
got arrested.
Dash has been arrested twice.
Oh, wow. Dash is naughty.
The Lone Peak police will just pick him up and take him to puppy
Is he
jail.
chipped?
Yeah.
Okay.
They don't take him to the pound, though. They literally take him to the Lone Peak police station and put him in puppy jail. And then I have to post his bail to get him out.
That's a real thing?
And they give me a ticket.
What?
I've had 2 tickets. In fact, I have 1 ticket I haven't paid. So there could be a warrant out for my arrest.
This is a thing?
Yes. And you want to know what? When the lady cop was putting Dash in my car, she goes, can I ask you a question? And I was like, sure. She's like, why is your dog so fat?
Were you like, bitch, why are you so fat?
Literally, I was thinking that because I'm like, you're not this.
Like,
don't fat shame my dog. You're not the skinniest thing.
Why are you so ugly?
I was like, I didn't even know what to say to her. But I'm like, I can't be rude to a cop. I was like, oh, he eats my baby's food a lot.
I did not know this was a real thing.
Yeah, so I'm like, not only did you arrest my dog in front of my house,
fat shame,
because it says on the ticket where they picked him up. Literally, I'm like, wait, you were in my circle. Anyway, that's besides the point. What? Then I have to pay to get him out of here, and then you body shame my child.
How dare she?
I was very upset.
How dare she? And now you have a cat too.
I have a cat. Kitty. Mm-hmm. She gets rid of all my mice. My husband is not happy about it.
Wait, does he want mice?
No, but once I was able to prove to him that the kitty actually is doing his job and literally all of our, because we live in the mountains, so we get field mice. And when I was able to prove to him that the kitty is actually doing work, like doing hard labor, he's okay with the cat now. Okay. But before, he was so mad at me.
Why? Does he not like cats?
He doesn't like cats. He's allergic.
See, I'm allergic.
Yeah.
I like them, but I'm allergic. Yeah.
So he was just like, this is a zoo. He was so mad. But now I'm like, no, honey. And now he feeds the kitty because he's like, okay, he serves his purpose. Yeah.
Kitty and Dash. Do they get along?
They didn't at first. Dash was really scared of Kitty. Kitty was like,
really
gonna beat Dash up. Yeah. And Kitty was like this big. And this massive dog was afraid of the teeny little cat.
How old is Dash? Dash is old.
He's 9. And Labs only live till about, Labs range, I would say 10 to 13, 14 if you're lucky. But I would say most of the time 12. Yeah. And he just turned 9 this month.
The old guy.
He's an old man.
Little Dashy.
Bear was like being rough with him today. And I was like, Bear, he's old.
He's an old man.
Like, don't.
Because you got Dash right when you got married?
A few years after.
How long have you been married?
I think I'm coming up on 13 years. It's either 12. I think it's 13.
That's so I feel like once you pass 10, because
I got married in 2010 and it's 2023.
Yeah.
Yeah, so 13. That's freaking weird.
That's crazy.
13 years.
Did it go by quick?
yes, but then when I look back and like think of like really everything we've been through, I'm like, no, that was really slow.
My husband always makes this joke on our every year for our anniversary, no matter the year. It's like this year we celebrated 7. And he was like, yeah, 7 years hasn't felt like more than 7 minutes underwater. I'm like, that's
You're like,
lovely.
thanks a lot.
Like, thanks.
Oh my
So,
gosh.
no, that's a long time to be married.
Yeah. I mean, I got married when I was 19.
I was 20. So it's
you were.
Utah.
Are you Mormon? Did you get married in the temple?
I got married in the temple.
Okay.
I always tell people I'm kind of Mormon.
Okay.
Like, I'm like, eh.
Okay. No, I think that's great.
I love certain things.
Yeah.
Other things I don't. We don't go to church, but I'm going to teach my kids about Jesus Christ and God. I don't really know about Joseph Smith. I'm not really sure where I stand on that.
Yeah.
I don't know if my kids will get baptized. I will give my babies blessings though, because I think a blessing's like a prayer. It's like a beautiful thing.
Yeah.
I don't feel weird about that.
Yeah.
I don't know. Religion is hard for me. I don't like organized religion, but I'm very spiritual. Like I have like moments in my life where I'm like, I can't deny that God is real.
Right.
So like, but I'm not very like doctrine, that kind of stuff. I'm like, goes over my head.
Yeah. The thing that I think is sad is like with our religion for so long, I feel like everyone was like, you're either all in or you're all out.
It's black and white.
And I'm like, okay, well, no, first of all, no one's perfect. So no one's doing exactly what they should be, whether you want to like think you're checking off all your perfect little check marks.
Totally.
But like, obviously I grew up in Utah, so it's all I knew. But once I started traveling for work and meeting so many people in other religions.
Yeah.
And I'm like, why can't I still claim myself as Mormon just because I don't do XYZ. I mean, well, we go to church every Sunday. We have callings. Like, I feel like you're very active. I would consider myself a very active member.
I would too.
I just wear different underwear.
Yeah.
But I'm like, these other people that leave the church, I'm like, I wish they could still find a place for them in the church, because I do think it's like, just like even your kids, like teach them about God. Like I think it's great that you're teaching your kids about God, because I feel like that's important.
Well, and I think a lot of times Mormons get a bad rep, and there's going to be toxicness,
but that's literally any religion.
Everything you could think of. And so you got to just take everything with a grain of salt. And if it makes you happy, it makes you happy. And if it doesn't, it doesn't. And just live your life to your standards and what you want. And if everybody would just stop caring about what other people do, that would be really cool.
Yeah. I mean, because, I'm like, at the end of the day, none of us are worthy to, like,
judge someone else.
Yeah, or, like, even return, like, none of us are, like, the perfect version of
ourselves.
No, of, like, being Mormon or, like, of any religion.
Yeah.
Like, we all sin in different ways.
Yep.
But they, like, judge on these, like, outward things, and it's just, I'm so over it. But I do feel like it's changing.
I think so too. And I think a lot of it is just Utah culture. I think members of the church in different states don't struggle with this whole black and white thing so much.
I feel like some of my family who live outside of Utah, they're more judgy.
Really?
And they're like, oh, you Utah Mormons, just half in, half out. So casual.
Interesting. Because
they're way more judgy.
My mom's LDS, my dad's not, but they're married. That's how they got married. And my dad's always been supportive of my mom, but they lived in Florida for like 8 years. And she was like, I loved the Mormon church in Florida.
Really?
And here it's so judgy.
Ugh.
So it's weird. I don't know.
Yeah, maybe just like different
just depends.
words.
Maybe it's like a personal thing. Maybe people are just born judgy and other people are born more Christ-like.
Yeah.
I'm like, Utah's just an interesting place. I would never want to leave. Like, all the things I love about Utah are things I also don't like. Like, I hate that it's a bubble, but I love that it's a bubble.
Yeah.
Like, I want my kids to experience life outside the bubble, but also, like, stay in the bubble and, like, be safe in this bubble.
Yeah.
But I want to teach you other stuff, too. But it's safe here. Stay here.
Yeah.
Would you ever leave Utah?
No. Well, after this winter, I was like, get me out of here. I literally got on Zillow and I was looking up houses in Arizona, Texas, and California.
I was snowed in multiple times.
Oh, yeah. I don't know how you lived up here.
And because we're in a cul-de-sac, we're like the last to get plowed.
Ugh.
I wanted to die.
Yeah, your guys' snow I mean, I thought my snow was bad, and you're higher than I am.
If it's like this again, my husband, I'll need to like admit him to a psych ward because if he has to snow blow one more time, like multiple times a day.
Oh my gosh.
Horrible.
Yeah, it was
Horrible.
too much this year.
Never stopped.
I've never wanted to move out. And my husband was like, yeah, we can move. I don't know. I never thought I would until this winter.
Why don't you just get like a vacation home in like Florida A1 Destin and you can just go there when it's snowy?
It's hard to get there.
It is.
I've been there twice.
I wanted to go, but I was like, I'm not doing a layover. Yeah. My friend, she's like rich, snotty girl, love her. She's like, yeah, we just charter a plane. I'm like, yeah, that would make it really easy. Like, I would love that too, because I wanted to go somewhere before baby as a family. And I was like, that place looks amazing. Destin, Florida.
It's cold there a lot though.
But I also was like a 4-hour layover and
it's easier to get to Hawaii.
Yeah.
Because it's a direct flight from Salt Lake.
Yeah.
By the time you do all your layovers, it's as long, if not longer, to get to Florida than to get to Hawaii.
No.
Eventually, Drew and I will get a house in Hawaii.
You think? Yeah.
On Maui.
Maui.
We love it. It's like our home away from home. We go every year.
Yeah, you guys go to the Four Seasons?
Montage.
Yeah.
I don't love the Four Seasons.
Never been to either.
I like Montage. Wait, it's on Kapalua. And anyway, it's not like a hotel. Like people have
timeshares.
Yes. But it's not even a timeshare. It's like that's their unit.
Yeah.
It's not like, oh, this is your week. It's just theirs. So I think eventually we'll buy a unit.
That would be amazing.
And it's a direct flight.
We always stay at the Hyatt because it's like you walk and there's like where the Louis Vuitton is and the Hula Grill. I don't know what that part is called.
Oh, yeah, in Kaanapali.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Whalers
Village.
Yeah. Yes. We just stay there because it's like a nice little walk. And it's like
everything's
right there.
If I stay over there, it's like Utah.
No, it is.
I'm like, why is everyone from Utah?
Like, I recognize you. What's going on?
Everyone stays at the Marriott.
Yeah.
I like to go to the Montage.
Yeah. No,
like,
when I'm
out of here.
When I'm rich and bougie, I'll stay at the Montage too.
You should.
One day.
I love the Montage.
It looks amazing.
It's amazing.
Well, Rachel, thanks for taking out trash. This was so much fun. People are going to be very happy that this was an over 2 hour long episode.
Oh, really?
People were begging for a 3 hour, and I'm like,
what?
Well,
has it really been 2 hours?
2.5.
Holy cow.
Time flies when you're having fun, when you're taking out trash.
Yeah.
I used to podcast at night, and I haven't in like 6 months because when Emily and Amy and Megan, I all had them come at 8:30, but I haven't done 8:30 in a hot minute. So this is like giving me flashbacks. I'm like, how did I stay up till midnight? But I'm like not even tired.
Oh my gosh. Well, I'm just like, how do you do it during the day with your kids?
Oh, they have to leave. So
I can't do it.
My husband takes them to like Thanksgiving Point and they go because I need it to be like completely quiet. I need to be focused in the zone.
Yeah.
Can't handle. I think it's actually Megan was here and it was when I was doing at night and I could hear my son crying through the vent.
Oh no.
And my husband's one job.
You're like you had one job.
And I'm like, I'm so sorry, Megan, but like through my headphones, I can hear my child. I'm like, I'll be right back. What's my husband doing? He's literally playing Call of Duty. And I'm like, you fucking idiot. Like I'm working. Like I am busy changing lives. And you are over here.
And you are playing a freaking video game.
And our son is crying. He's like, oh, I'm sorry. And I'm like, I want to punch him in the face.
Oh, no,
I was pissed.
No, that wrong move, dude.
So, yeah. So once I changed it to the middle of the day, once I hired Carly for video, because she lives freaking 2 hours away. Yeah.
Holy cow.
She's dedicated. This is her last day, though, because I'm doing my solos and I don't film those.
Oh.
So this is the last time she'll have to make that drive. But
oh my gosh.
I was like, I can't be doing it late at night. I'll do it at 3:30. And it is really nice. But I always just have to make sure my husband takes the kids.
Yeah.
Far away.
Yeah.
Because I can't. I don't know how I'm going to do it with 3. I really don't know.
You can do it.
It's going to be very interesting.
It's going to be crazy, but you can do it.
I'm going to be a little cuckoo. I do have a nanny. Yeah. She wants to be a nurse, which means that she's going to get really busy. And
yeah, no. Nannies never.
It's a revolving door.
Yeah.
And it sucks.
But it's like, yes, go aspire to do something more than
don't just sit at my house and take care of my kids.
Yeah.
Go get a real job.
Nannies, like,
I know. It's just hard when you find somebody you love and trust. Like, I feel so confident, like, leaving my kids to go out of town.
Yeah.
And I don't want to lose it. I'm like, it's so nice.
Yeah.
But
Yeah.
whatever. Well, for the millionth time, thank you, Rachel. This was
Thank you
so
for
much
having
fun.
me.
You guys have the best weekend. I hope you enjoyed this episode. And don't forget to take out your trash. Bye, everybody.